You ready?
No. Go for it.
Oh, I'm ready.
So,
Dive in.
when last we met, the Salty Suckers were joined by 3 new companions. Gimbalt, Druid, Bob, Thief, and Big Dude, Gunslinger.
Big Dude.
Together, you were all given a job by your butler, Neville, to secure and deliver one Arick Belmont to the frontier settlement of Dunscathe. You were instructed to initially go to the port, where you would then be given more instructions. Lute and Bob snuck aboard the Elysium as the rest of the Salty Suckers took the big deck to a place where you could lie in ambush. You all intercepted and boarded the Elysium as the rest of the Salty Suckers took... I just read that. You intercepted and boarded the Elysium, battling your way through the Warforged crew, and you joined battled Captain Balasar, an elven blade master named Tala Imrotel, and an inhuman rogue assassin. The battle was climactic and ended in a sunken ship. A dead Balasar, a captured Arick Belmont, and a subdued Tala Imrotel. Now, having placed your captives in the brig, alone in the ocean, a few more bubbles coming up from the sunken ship, with the only remaining assignment to deliver Belmont to Dunscathe, the day is yours. However, first, we will begin with Kovek. Kovek, last night, you had a very difficult time sleeping in your stronghold Cove. You're a man of the sea, and for you, the gentle rocking of waves has become almost a necessity to sleep, really. So, give me a second.
Let's just say ask for Frank Doom. I don't know what that means.
Frank Doom. Ask for Frank Doom.
They'll tell
Frank
you what
Doom
we
is
need
dead.
to do. Was
He went down with the ship.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, you don't have to talk to Frank Doom anymore.
Alright, good.
So,
Clears that up.
you had a lot of trouble sleeping. So, last night, around the middle of the night, before your 3 companions showed up, you went out to the boat, and you got your way into a big barrel. Because though you are a Goliath, you're a hard man, and beds don't really work for you. They're too soft. So, climbing into a barrel for a nice night of sleep, with the gentle rocking of waves, you slept soundly for most of the night and the next day. You slept through a ship-to-ship battle, prisoners being thrown in the brig, and no one was the wiser. And as you've kind of gotten towards the end of your slumber, it was less sound. You felt it was like a fitful. There were odd dreams, odd sensations, and suddenly you are on the deck of the ship,
Like all of a sudden, like boom.
completely alone. Looking around, it's your ship, it's the big deck, but there's an odd feeling and the air is stale. As you look up, you see that the sky is white, pale, milky, almost wispy. You see black stars hanging like chandeliers, not millions of miles in the sky, but hanging almost above you, casting off a black radiance.
Are they close, like almost to touch?
Not that close,
Okay,
but
close.
they're at differing places in the sky. Looking around, you notice that the ship is not in water. There is no shifting. You're in a barren wasteland that stretches for as far as you can see. The ground is cracked and dry, and the smell of salt is so strong in the air that your mouth gets dry. As you're taking this in, you hear faintly a pitter-patter of something, and then something hits your hand, you raise it, and you see a little drop of blood. And then you hear more and more, and it's all over you, and it's raining. This blood is thick and slimy and viscous. It's strange, and as you're taking in whatever this is, you feel just this bizarre, overwhelming sensation of something coming towards you, like eyes burning into the back of your head. And turning, I'd like you to make a perception check. 18. So, looking out, you feel this bizarre, this feeling of otherness that is so overwhelming. You turn and you look across the horizon. You see this barren wasteland, this dry nothing, and you see this lumbering, hulking mass coming towards you. It is so far away, it's still difficult to make out the details of it, but it looks absolutely massive. And you see, it looks like just flesh and bone just kind of like waving and weaving into each other. You see in its massive arms these chains behind it, and as you are looking, you hear just the thud of the steps, and you hear the drag of the chains as it gets closer. And then you wake up and you're back on the ship. You're in your barrel.
I think I'm gonna spaz out a little bit, spaz awake, and probably knock the barrel over.
So.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna be a little freaked out and razzled. I'm gonna hit over the barrel, crawl out of it, run up to the deck, and look out into the exact spot I saw the lumbering monster coming at me.
You run up.
Freaked panic.
As you see all of your companions around you, looking very tired, a little bit battered, and
I didn't get hit at all.
he's fine. But you look out, and nothing. It's
Nothing?
just the water.
I'm gonna run panic to the other side and look out in that direction. Nothing. I'm gonna look all over my body like, what happened to the blood? I look super panicked.
Captain Moose running around on the deck. I can't get up.
Am I on the deck right now?
Sure.
All right.
I got you.
Actually, who's at the helm right now?
I don't know. You guys just got back on your ship.
I'm supposed
not
to be.
saying-
I mean, maybe you. I mean, yeah. This is right after the ship just sunk.
Okay.
Turbo, let me take you in my arms.
No.
Just to sign up for doing my passive perception 16.
Okay.
Hang on, child.
Tell me.
I walk over Gerbo.
Who is it?
You're running around the deck right
I'm
now.
running around back and forth,
Okay.
kind
Who's
of looking
running
out.
around on the deck?
Go-
I'm trying to
go-
sneak.
Kovek, what are you doing?
Go, Kovek.
I just saw. I was.
Hey.
What are you doing
Where
here?
are we?
Where did you come
We're
from?
on the
Sea.
ocean.
I
We're in the
was-
ocean.
Where?
At
Asleep under the deck. Last night we were docked.
Now we're undocked.
That was days ago.
Yeah,
I
that was-
remember
That was a
correctly.
while ago.
I
didn't
guess
want
I've
to
just
disturb
been
you.
asleep.
Well, you knew.
For days. My
Yes.
goodness.
You didn't.
Of course, this is my ship. Well, captain's ship, but technically me.
It's our shit.
Mm. I just had the craziest dream.
Wait, who's this guy?
Wait, who are you?
Oh, this is Kovek.
Oh.
This is Bob.
This is
Hi, Bob.
We just did a nice score.
We picked her up at port the other day.
What do we call this one? The Belmont score? Is that what this score is called? We just
What did we do?
We had a nice score. We just, boarded on a ship and kicked a little butt,
Yeah, we kidnapped an individual named Arick Belmont.
Oh, right.
Do we make a good man?
We haven't cashed in yet.
Oh.
He's down in the brig, I do believe.
Okay.
Does
But-
this mean we have to share our money with him? He didn't do anything.
He's part
I
of,
like
Well,
to dress
yeah.
up as Belmont's
Do you know what
friend.
to say? Part of the ship.
part of the crew.
Part of the crew.
Did you say
Okay,
that?
but this dream was so real
Tell us.
that
Yeah.
it started like raining blood down onto me. And I looked out from the side. I was on the ship. I looked out and I saw this incredible creature walking at me.
You were on the big deck.
I was on the big deck, yes, and
He
it was
was
just
walking?
walking towards me. I
In the
heard
ocean.
No, there was
Captain.
nothing. The ocean was barren. It was just a wasteland.
Would you like me to check if my huffing salt has been depleted or if he has taken any?
If that would make you feel better, please go ahead.
He might
How
be
do you
drugged.
take Gerbo? Do you take Gerbo in your
I
hand?
take Gerbo in my hands and start going, check him. I gotta toss him back.
Wow, okay.
Toss him overboard.
We're out in the middle of the sea, right?
Yeah.
Deep ocean.
Well, it's actually, you're pretty close to the coast because it was an ambush off the coast. so
Right. I do remember that.
They're pretty
How,
close.
do we know roughly how far of a journey it would be to Dunscathe from where we are?
It's probably gonna take you about half of the day. By now it's kind of evening. You'll probably get there in like the morning.
Is that our spot? That's our place.
That's our destination. Yeah.
What's it?
You know that Dunscathe you can only get to over land. There's a port that you can land at, but you have to. But
Can you remind me of the name of the organization the Belmont was part of? It was.
you weren't told. He was just,
Okay.
he was a businessman
Okay.
of some
Arick Belmont.
prominence.
Yeah,
and I
What's
guess
your last name?
as
In
everyone's on
Oswald?
deck, if you'd like to all
Oh,
take a second to
Bob.
describe your characters, so we all know what we're looking at,
Sure.
beginning with
Let's start with
whoever-
Bob.
Bob,
Alright.
please feel free.
Okay, well, Bob is a 5'8" half elf. You guys don't know if Bob is a boy or a girl, but you get the feeling Bob is not their real name.
Okay.
And Bob has kind of short, curly black hair. He mostly keeps it tied up, and other than that, you really don't know much about him. Except you get kind of unnerved when he looks at you with.
So we got this
Great eyes.
uncomfortable character.
There's a lot.
Part
Would
of
you
our
say
crew.
if they are well armored, equipped?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your weapon?
I guess whatever I was given by.
I don't know.
I got
Rapier?
I got a rapier, two
Okay.
daggers, and a short bow.
Damn. Okay.
Wow, you're decked out.
Just like two peppers here.
As Loot hucks Skirbo over his shoulder and is walking out to check on his salt stash, you see what seems to be some a wooden humanoid figure that seems to kind of have some sort of organ type contraption here and a little harp on this side. Whereas there are two arms coming off the side, one that seems to be able to shoot forward a sharpened lute, and in the middle a contraption that can be opened up and used as storage where he now houses his rose that gives him sentience.
Emotion.
Emotion.
He's got a lot of it.
Emotion. And he walks,
Captain.
walks out.
At the helm is a 6-foot elf. No hair. He's bald, and he's clearly wearing monk pants. However, he has no shoes or boots on his feet. He's barefoot, and he's shirtless, wearing a traditional naval trench coat, but the sleeves are torn off, and he has hand wraps,
Oh,
and he's covered in tattoos.
the other thing about
It's
Bob,
ooze.
he wears a scarf most of the time, but you notice sometimes that you can see claw marks.
Of a ooze.
Oh, well, in complete contrast to that coolness, there is a 4-foot tall
It's tall for a
gnome,
gnome.
and it's tall for a gnome. Thank you. Balding with a bit of a seafarer's cap, 2 scimitars that barely match his height, and some dirty pants to do the job. And he's currently ass frontwards, over your shoulder.
Is getting launched backwards.
He's in midair as he's describing himself.
His ass cheeks
Um,
are showing.
I'm Kovek. I'm a 7'9" Goliath.
Oh wow, we got a
Tall
height
table.
difference here.
I'm very tall. I'm a really big guy.
How did you fit in a barrel?
It's a big girl.
It's a big guy. I put 2. I
Right.
sat in one and put another one over top. My skin is a grayish color. I have black tribal tattoos all over my body. My hair, I have a black beard with a stripe of gray down the middle, and my head is bald. And my clothing, I basically shirtless, except I have like a strap around that I have a.
Keep talking.
I have one shoulder pad that's it's a mix of metal and leather, but also it's got a skull of I forget which animal it was, tiger skull.
Nice.
Over my shoulder,
So,
and I have 2 handmade axes that I made myself as my weapons.
The one thing I wanted to add
This is what it looks
looks like.
But just wooden, yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
The
I haven't seen
captain.
Yeah.
He looks more demonic than I thought he
The
would.
captain isn't naturally
Well, you change
bald.
his shape.
He's clearly cut all of his hair off, and
Oh.
you would know that that is not common in elven culture in this world.
Oh, I did not
Um,
know that.
Also, is it Vamir or Vamir?
It's
Vamir.
either it's
Vamir.
it can go either way.
Vamir?
Vamir is probably the easiest way to say it, but
Okay.
if you prefer to say
Probably the
Vamir,
Elven way is Vamir, but
Sure.
like
Hello,
common
Vamir.
is like
but common is Vamir because they.
Now, I forget exactly what Gimbal and Big Dude look like, but
Oh, they're
I
with
believe
us.
what I remember is that Gimbal, you see, Kovek, you also see someone you're unused to. You see a purple tiefling with curled horns like a ram, and you see he's wearing a trench coat, and then Big Dude, you see a guy with a big gun, and he's just a big dude, and he looks pretty. He's got some muscles rippling.
Big dude.
rippling
me.
belts.
And yeah, and then
He just-
he's
just-
a half orc.
Oh yeah.
oh, he's a half orc, yeah, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
he
we
is a
got
half
quite
orc.
the,
Yeah, I have it
yeah,
written
yeah.
down.
Quite the crew.
Yeah, exactly.
Big dude is a half orc
half orc,
gunslinger.
yeah.
What's your character's name again? It's
Kovek.
And then you also see Jordan Pruitt at the helm.
Jordan Pruitt.
Naked except for just a loincloth. Though I believe he's a
We'll make him
barbarian,
this
so he
woman.
has a large greataxe on his belt, on his back, and he's just looking around, taking in the scenery.
Jordan.
back.
He doesn't have any drive.
the ship.
Oh, he's at the helm and he's like driving the thing.
Yeah, see? You see?
What are you gonna say hi to him?
Oh, I just said hi to him.
Oh, sorry.
Does Jordan have any kind of a strap holding the great axe, or is it just kind of like tucked into his loincloth?
You don't see his strap.
Wow, that's
He has no hair. Once again, no eyebrows, no
That's
nothing.
right.
Did something?
It's just-
did
it
anything
shuts his
physically happen
shoulder
to him
blades
since I've been
pinching.
out like in the battle? Is he like?
strong.
is he,
It's
like,
just his
bloodied
shoulder
or
blades
anything?
pinching it.
Strong. He was just on the helm.
Got
How long has it been that I've been
Back
asleep? Like how long have they been out?
I think it was like 2
Day or
days.
two.
At least. It was
Okay,
like
so-
2 or 3 days.
So I'm guessing there's something with this dream that made me sleep for 2 days throughout
If
this
you
whole
like-
thing.
To make, I don't know,
What?
a religion check or something.
Okay.
You know what? Based on what he described, could I roll as well?
Sure.
What is the religion check?
Religion is
It's
under,
under
I think,
wisdom.
either wisdom or intelligence.
It's 18.
Oh, it's intelligence.
And then,
17.
so,
Surprised I knew that.
I mean, dreams are, there's a million things that you can interpret a dream. There's many, you've heard of dreams coming from gods, goddesses, dreams coming from monsters, but for the most part, you're not really sure. From the vividness of the dream, it seems like something that is you know that it is more than just a dream, like a weird dream. It seemed more like a portent than anything else.
He knows this would be.
Both of you, but
Okay.
you specifically because you are a cleric, you feel much. You got a much weirder feeling about it's unsettling to you, but it's really. It seems very unsettling to you.
Just
Something like that.
Did I get anything from like the monster, the chandelier, the blood? Did any of that seem to like ring a bell in any type of
No.
lore or
No.
anything? Okay.
Well, Kovek, unfortunately, that sours our victory here a little bit.
Gerbo, you can make a history check at disadvantage with the description of the.
I can go into more detail.
8. You have no idea what any of that means.
I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about, but the good thing is that we're on our way to cash in on this
Good.
Arick downstairs.
All right, that was just like.
You said it's like evening.
It's like late afternoon, early evening, 4 or 5.
So, do we go down and grab some answers out of them, throttle them out?
Yeah, why don't we do that, and then I would say after that, why don't we just leave one person on watch on deck, and why don't we take the evening to rest, and we'll sail in the morning.
Great idea, Captain.
Alright, let's go get some answers.
Alright,
I'll stay up
so
on deck unless you need some.
who all is going
big
down
guns.
to engage in the interrogation?
I'm gonna
Me?
go.
Torturing the interrogation.
You're staying on deck.
Call me in if you need some
I come
intimidation.
back saying,
Do you need
it looks like none of my salt has been taken.
I mean, do you have decent?
And you're right, none of it was.
And you're right.
Okay. We don't need you then to know if he's
All right, so you're coming down. So Luke, Vamir, Gerbo, and
I'm gonna be up on deck, but I told them if they
Okay.
need me, I can intimidate because I'm like.
I start playing an ominous tune as I start taking a violin string and just kind of racketeering it against the harp on my side. So go as we're going down the stairs. Could I roll
Like a
roll
torture.
performance
Yeah,
and
sure.
bardic inspiration? All right.
This can be your.
Did we
your
successfully get that woman? That was the elf? I thought we
Yeah,
captured
you got
her
both
too.
of them in the brig.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, that one.
I don't remember.
It sounds.
I'm purposely trying to make bad, but it's.
Yeah, as you're doing it, yeah, you start. What is it? A pipe? You have pipes, right?
Yeah, I
It's
have like
a-
pipes or organ pipes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then a harp that I'm trying
Yeah,
to
so
do.
you playing the harp and it just comes out beautiful, like this beautiful
Wait, can you
violin
like Davy-
music. It
Davy
sounds like an
Jones theme
etude.
from
Like
Pirates?
it is calming and warming. It's
I'm not-
really
I'm not-
beautiful.
I'm not trying to.
That's wonderful.
It's
It's excellent. But
it's not not.
All right, so
I'm singing one.
this is
so the three of you head downstairs. You go down to your brig. Both Tala, the elven woman, you have, let's just say you have 2 jail cells. You put your elf in one, you put Arick in the other. Tala is out cold. She's unconscious from being knocked out in the battle that was like 25 minutes ago.
I can't remember if we grabbed her long sword.
I know. I
it's really
remember I
weird.
went in there and then I impersonated her and then I interrogated him and I got
someone in a bubble who almost drowned when the ship.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you guys, you get this sword, it is a beautiful sword of elven make. It is this long blade. You see very faintly elvish runes. It looks like a very, very, very old blade. It's elvish. It's an older form of elvish that you
I wouldn't know.
No, that you do. I mean, it's elvish, so it just it's like reading something from the 1600s, like Shakespeare.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful blade. It's gold and mahogany wood kind of intertwining together on the handle. So you guys have a long sword if anyone wants to use it. I don't know who's.
I'll take
Was
it.
that his sword? That guy's sword?
I mean, it might not work as well for you.
Yeah,
I don't have a sword.
It's a bit heftier.
If you, I mean, it's up to you guys.
Longsword is no, it's dexterity, right? Or
I'm pretty sure it is
long
strength.
strength.
You're
Okay.
dexterous type.
That's
Yeah.
So someone like this.
I have it, but I'm not gonna bet my axe.
What does it say in Elvish?
Do you speak Elvish?
I can read Elvish. Yeah.
I'd say
Of course you
because
can.
it's older, it's harder to understand for you, but basically what you get from it is talking about it's talking about a robe and something about an invisible wind and whispers and something to that note.
Captain, the sword is creepy.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Longsword is versatile.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I had that open. I didn't see it. Yeah, so you could use it as dex or strength.
Okay. So anyone here can use
Yeah,
it
I
if
know.
they wanted to.
I don't have a sword, but I have my loots. That's deep.
I don't think we'd be giving this beautiful sword to a wooden man.
I mean,
God.
it's up to you guys.
It's up to you guys.
Alright.
Can we have a puppy on the ship?
Yeah, well,
Jordan Pleuret is our
Jordan comes over completely dog suit. He's like, who wants to? Yes.
That's it.
I saw you changed into my outfit.
Yeah, I'll be in the back. And then as he walks away, you see his ass flap goes up.
Sick.
Sweet.
Okay, so yeah, you see
Nice to know my
Tala
sleep.
Imratel is unconscious and unceremoniously dumped in the corner, bloody and battered. She looks actually very thin, very haggard when you get a better look at her. You see Arick kind of just sitting in a corner with a bit of a wet puddle by him. He's just kind of shivering, and you see his 4 shins just kind of all quivering at different like Jello, but like multiple plates of Jello.
I'm gonna walk up with the one scimitar and bang on the bar. Go,
Hey, bitch. What do we need to ask him again?
What you want with me?
Hang on a minute.
okay, we need to recall what
I believe that I interrogated
Wait,
him
you did,
before,
you
but I
did.
forget what it was that he.
I'm not sure exactly what specifically he said, but you got the idea that he doesn't really know very much, and that he seems to be just an opportunistic businessman.
Oh.
And this kind of popped up.
And there was the town that he told me about.
Valinor?
Valinor that
Yeah,
they're
but yeah.
based out of, correct?
That's the town you guys came from. That's where you started. That's where
I just
your
have in
base
my
is
notes
near.
that Tala was talking with Arick about setting up a place in Valinor. I didn't
Yeah.
write down any more than that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you also got from him that he doesn't really know who she is. She just seemed like she had some money. And
The other thing I'll remind the group of, I have in my notes, there was, I guess, a letter or a note that we found that in Elvish said, "I have sent my servant to you," and it was signed the Pallid Mask.
Yes.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So we need to find out who the Pallid is.
I believe we asked Tala, right? I believe about the
Sure,
Pallid
she
Mask,
was
and
just
she was
not forthcoming.
cryptic.
Arick, who's this pallid mask?
What?
Are we cornering him in the cell?
We're surrounded.
I'm outside the cell.
Oh,
You want to
Captain,
open the
he's-
cell door?
Captain, he's hungry. Would you like me to feed him some?
What do you mean by feed?
I'm
I
so
have
hungry,
food.
please.
And then I unlatch my chest and there's
just a
some.
morsel.
I know where this is going.
I take a crumb off a salt block and I kind of hold it over.
You see him like crawl over. His arms are he's like an egg with very small like arms, and he just kind of like rolls. And as he goes for it, he kind of just, it's all over. He just like.
It looks like it's bread, but it looks a lot smaller. And I drop the
You
crumb.
watch it just fall into his mouth, and then just this sweet just.
Salty. Salty to the stinky robot.
Is there any
Were you
reason?
one of my servants?
Oh.
What's wrong with your programming?
What do you need, master?
Make a deception check, I guess.
I don't think we need anything out of him.
I don't remember who hired this.
This is.
I can tell you in a second.
Thank you, because I don't know what.
I'm rolling real bad. 6.
You're lying. You're lying to me. You're not my robot.
You're right.
Why do you sound like such a normal white guy?
You're right.
You watch, he begins to sniffle and just slowly crawl back into the corner.
That's sad.
Well, you see, last few minutes I've been playing with my voice module a little bit, and I think I finally come to a setting I like a little bit more.
Wow.
It's a little less stressful, and I can always switch it up if I need to.
Articulate yourself.
Sure. Vamir, you were given this mission through your butler Neville.
That's right. That's right.
You were not told who exactly your client was. You were told simply to do this, you'd be paid, and that this person had some standing, and to bring this, and you would receive your next instruction at the port when you got there.
Right, that's right.
I want to create a D8 table for my voices.
You said that'd be fun. All right, so what are you guys doing?
Well, this is a sort of ask no questions sort of mission, isn't it?
Yeah, I have more questions for Tala than for this fool.
Arick, you're good. Sorry.
Can I go?
To the back of the room, the corner there,
I'm
yes.
already here.
Don't worry about it.
Then you're all set.
I'm in a puddle of my own piss. I'm sadder than I've ever been before in my life.
Can you get this man a bucket?
For what?
Of course, I conjure Mage Hand to a bucket and I drag it on over, and I quickly use Prestidigitation to clean up the puddle, and I just kind of throw it in there.
It clangs against the iron bars and falls to the floor.
Don't be making a mess of my ship.
You're gonna have to pee through the bars.
Pee somewhere.
You're gonna have to pee through the bars onto that bucket.
Outside, the people triple out.
Now put it on it and put the bucket up right.
Wow, you guys are really going
You
through
better
this.
believe the boat doesn't turn a little bit.
Open the cell, put the bucket in. What if he has to poo? Well,
Yes. Alright.
As it opens, he rushes forward, waddling towards the exit. What do you do? He goes for a punch and
I was
Gerbo.
gonna say I'm gonna go for a strike against him.
I'm gonna cast Sleep at 3rd level.
Alright, so he goes for a punch on Gerbo. That's a 12. Is that a 12 hit?
No.
He goes for a punch and hits the iron bar.
Oh.
You punch
I'm
him.
doing an unarmed
Whoa.
strike. Yep.
Whoa.
Does a 25 hit?
It hits.
Oh, surprise.
Like really.
That's gonna be 8 points of non-lethal damage.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, his head caves in.
No.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to like stun him.
Yeah, he punches for Gerbo, hits his and goes, oh! You grab his arm and just punch him in the head, and he goes unconscious.
Alright.
Oh, so I don't even have a
don't
chance
have
to
to do that.
cast. Okay.
I'm gonna just drag him back into the cell with
Make
the
a
bucket.
strength check. Athletics.
That's a 13.
You barely are able to just
Straight
drag
I Mage Hand
bloody.
the bucket onto his head.
His head magically lifts and then goes
The bucket doesn't fit quite down very far though.
Alright, so you have 2 incapacitated prisoners.
I really wish you could do this.
I think we won, and we don't really
Make sure
need to
that
worry about anything else.
Yeah, that's so make sure the cells are locked and then
Yep.
let's put someone on watch. We'll call it an early night and we can get sailing before dawn tomorrow.
I can maintain watch.
Excellent.
Are you guys back up on deck?
We're still down.
Gerbo, is there a problem with my voice?
We'll come up
I
with
can
something.
change it for you if you'd like.
I'm an elegant man.
Alright, I'm gonna go up
Don't say
on deck and
elegant.
just inform
No?
Kovek.
Gerbo, are you there?
Kovek, Luke's
No.
taking watch for a while. Why don't you get some rest? We're gonna.
I just.
You just
Well, it
rest.
seems like I've been asleep for quite some time, so I feel like I'm fine to take watch with him.
Okay.
Jordan, I'll be in the back in a few hours.
Jordan's not around. He's in his dog.
Yeah, he
Oh,
told
are
me
you
he's-
yelling?
Yeah, yeah, I'm yelling to
Shouting
him.
it to him. Alright, I'm gonna go to the captain's
If
cabin.
you guys would like to, you could sail with like a skeleton crew through the night. It'd be pretty slow progress, but you could do it if you'd like to.
I could be there. Can I like steer the ship and stuff, or is
You
that
can
is
go
that more
slowly.
of a?
I only need 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So
Same.
So yeah,
we can alternate the
Kovek
sleep.
can just chill for a little bit, just keep watch, and then you guys can join him in. And
I'm
you
out
guys
for a
start
full
filling.
A, baby.
Okay, so are there anything Kovek or Bob you guys would like to do before you head to bed?
I will stay up on deck because I don't sleep much. So
I'm
This is-
gonna,
this is-
So you'll stay up a little bit later with Kovek.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start working on my voice module to try and do different alternate settings.
As you're doing that, you hear Jordan go, "Come on, I'm waiting."
It's a very disturbing position.
I look at Arick Belmont. I look at Jordan around the corner, waiting, ass flap, kind of out.
Oh, this is so
and I
gross.
sure, and I make my way over.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys just go to sleep because you're not having sex with each other.
Yeah,
That would be wrong. So you guys go to
That would be wrong.
So, you guys hit the hay. Are there anything Vamir and
I'm
Gerbo
just
guys-
gonna go right into my trance for the first 4 hours.
I'm just gonna.
None of your
collapse.
characters can ever sleep.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Yes.
It's awesome.
So you
I
guys,
always I sit there
I wake
for
up
4 hours.
after
I wake
4
up.
hours trying not to disturb Jordan and kind of man the sails.
He's out. So as you guys are keeping watch, is there anything either of you would like to be doing? Anything?
Just ask questions about it.
Oh,
Yeah, you found the proof.
sure.
So Bob.
I don't remember.
So Bob.
I like that it's
Talk to
easy.
me, Bob.
Pull up 2 barrels,
Talk
pull out
to
a
me,
notepad and a
Talk to
pen.
me,
So
Bob.
Bob.
Bob. First question.
Actually, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Oh.
Why a barrel?
You know what? I've just been at sea my whole life. It's just not my whole life, but for quite some time. It just feels good. You find ways to sleep in the ship. My question for you:
It's rats.
boy or girl? I can't quite figure this out.
I guess you just have to try a little harder.
Oh, that's like makes me feel like you're asking me to do something. I don't want to do that. So I guess it'll just be
So you don't have to
It's
do
rats.
it.
It's rats.
So how did you, in the time that I was asleep, which seems like days, how did you find your way on top, like, with this crew, with our crew?
If I remember correctly, I was with 2 other people.
Yeah, those guys too. We should say hi to.
What happened? Are they
They're sleeping,
teched
they're
up?
sleeping, they're sleeping.
Alright, they're sleeping. Well, we were walking out of the town, and I don't remember the start.
You guys came. You guys have been wandering for a while, just kind of sticking together because you're better in numbers. You guys are pretty capable. You've done a few odd jobs here and there, and this was an opportunity. You were called in by Neville because the butler, he had some knowledge of who you were and what you've done, and he invited you to join with the Salty Suckers because he thought that your specific skills would be instrumental in this mission. Right there, Pooh.
So pretend that I was talking.
Okay, that's alright. Yeah, it's good to have you. It's cool to see our little crew is growing.
So what happened to you in not joining us?
Oh, I've been with this crew for years.
Months.
A long time.
However long, I don't know.
I mean, we could have used someone of your size for the job.
Yeah, like
That's it.
that probably would have been good. I guess Luke knew and he just didn't say anything.
He keeps himself.
He keeps
He's a nice
He's
guy.
pretty loud, but he keeps
Fair enough.
We'll figure out other stuff.
You hear voice.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I want the show.
Around this the captain and the robot come up on a deck, so you guys can head to bed, get a long rest. I forgot. Make a history check at disadvantage for me.
Make him this nice box. He doesn't.
That's a
use it.
critical fail, so I don't need to roll again.
You trying to think how this elven woman knew you. You have just no idea.
And I start giving him a back massage.
What happened to the sword? I want to examine the sword. Where is it?
You have the sword.
No one had it.
Okay.
Oh no, you haven't given out.
Who's the elvish
Yeah.
woman?
There was a fight the last time between she was trying to make a deal
I mean,
with
like, I don't-
this Arick Belmont guy. They
I
interrupted
did
it,
cast.
and there was something really
See if
about her.
anybody else.
But
Is
yeah,
there anything special about
Caught
it?
his
or-
eye.
yeah, she
Specifically?
said that she knew him.
You can use
okay.
any person.
And so we have her down
Yeah.
down below. So we
Yeah,
have 3
you guys
people.
you guys ended up killing her. You
The egg guy, the girl, and
The
one other guy.
Just those two.
Oh, just 2. Oh, I thought we had 3.
If it's mechanical, it could be used by
And she's
someone else.
unconscious.
She's
Well,
unconscious.
that's why I
Yeah, she's unconscious.
Okay, so
She might be up in the morning. Yeah.
Okay.
The captain's asking me to see if this long sword is magical in any way. Would I be able to kind of just take a glance at it?
Yeah, it's magic.
Okay.
There's magic.
Can I try to ascertain what?
Sure, make an
What
arcana
classification
check.
spell it is?
Well, not even that. Just
Press for the small. I actually put 2 scimitars. in his
And you know
hand.
what? You
see
can
the
make
handle, but they didn't print properly, so.
a history check.
Did you actually try to make her?
No, like
History
I took
check.
this character.
No,
I found this
you're
gnome,
just doing arcana.
Oh yeah, you tried to roll.
Oh,
it's a
and
bummer
I
that I
threw
rolled
in. I found
killed
some models and I
purpose.
threw them in there.
That's
And he
all.
had 2
History would
scimitars.
be a
They look
6.
badass, but it's
oh,
too small.
bad.
You have just from being someone who is magical, you can tell there is definitely something magical about this blade. You don't really know. Remembering what it did, you saw that it was.
Oh, it cut that wall of wind?
Yeah, they made a wall of wind.
Oh, so it was like a casting.
Yeah,
type
so
thing.
you get the notion that it definitely, I mean, it definitely is, there's something about it, that it could cast at least that, probably.
If it helps get cast, then that might be beneficial.
Maybe it helps cast.
Well, last battle we saw it create that wall of wind.
Remember, it fired a gust of wind, and like, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Sable would be all over that.
Cool. I'll yeah.
I'll attune?
Blade.
If we like docked in,
You can attune and then let me
where
know.
are we
Yeah.
in,
I'll try to.
Dunscathe.
Where are we in?
Waterdeep?
Waterdeep. I couldn't think Waterdeep. If we docked in Waterdeep and we like went to the
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Manticore's Maw.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? Salt-
Different
salt
worlds.
suckers.
What are you doing?
I'll
attune?
try to attune to it. Yeah.
It takes an hour, you attune. I don't have the stats on me. There's somewhere, but I believe it is a +1,
Okay.
and you can cast.
Wind wall.
I believe it's either wind wall or gust. I'm pretty sure. It's
I think it was wind walls what you
a
used
wall of wind or
against
whatever.
us.
Yeah. So that you can cast that. I believe it's. I think it's 2 or 3 charges. I forget.
I'll call it Windfell.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So the night passes as you guys are just kind of slowly moving the ship along. You get some movement. Night passes uneventful. You all sleep very well. Kovek, you don't have to sleep as long this time as you slept about 48 hours previously. So
Yeah, sure. I try to fall asleep, maybe an hour, and then get back up.
So yeah, getting up in the morning, you guys wake up, and it is the day is overcast, a little chillier as you move further down the coast, and or I guess you're moving east towards this port. So just headed towards the port.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Are you interrogating any more, or just leaving things as they are?
What do you think? Should we ask any more questions? Or
Are they even awake?
well, we can wake them up.
Let's go.
Actually, I didn't want to wake
What are we
them
trying
up.
to get out of these people?
Oh, what's the name of the other lady? It's
Tala and Rotel.
Well, there is certain mention of something called the Pallid Mask.
Some individual.
And these people know.
Well, this
They were
Tala
hired
was
by him for something.
she was quite powerful in combat, seemingly gifted by her master. the
She knew
Paladin.
me somehow.
She knew you.
There's a lot
You don't
going
know her.
on, Elven wise.
We're trying to
I don't know
interrogate
if
her.
you've been
not-
sensing
not
that vibe here.
the other guy.
Elven stuff.
Right. Honestly, she was never part of the deal as far as the mission. I say we keep her for now until we can get some further answers. Just deliver Arick.
Alright, well, we should have at least 2 people watching her.
You think 2 is necessary?
You never
Given the
know,
way,
honestly.
given the way she fought on that
She's
ship.
unarmed in a prison cell. On a
Like,
ship.
honestly, you make a really good point, but I just don't. I don't.
Gimbalt and
Oh, right.
That's right, you do have them.
yeah, I can watch her.
Why don't you do that? That would be a good use of you right
And
now.
then big dude's kind of just standing there with a gun. And goes, yeah, I can do that.
Thanks, guys.
Excellent.
That was
We don't have to sacrifice it.
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent. I totally forgot they were
Nice.
there.
Nice guys.
It worked out pretty good.
It works.
2 is a good number.
It's really nice to
Don't
have
hurt her.
floating around.
don't hurt the ship.
Alright, so I assume we
Oh no.
take Arick out.
So
We should bind him because he's apparently a
Right,
runner.
Eric's a sprinter, so we gotta make sure he's
Where's
bound.
he gonna go?
Oh,
Well,
he's
we're
that
at
ain't
sport.
can
He
gain
can just run
momentum.
in the city.
He's
if
slow.
he starts rolling and he won't roll, he'll roll like.
Actually, as far as we made port in. Do we know the name of the port that we're at or going to?
It doesn't really have a name.
It's just
a
a
Dunscathe,
port.
yeah.
Okay. As far as the laws, like walking through town with a bound
Oh.
person, is that gonna?
Well,
raise suspicion.
I suppose we weren't sanctioned by any governing body for this one.
Right.
Well, it's a good thing I have a disguise pack on me, so we could bound him underneath.
You can look like a melon instead of an egg.
He's a giant.
You guys
put him
do
in a
know
barrel.
that
I don't think we have a big
Dunscathe,
enough barrel.
I just fell asleep in a pretty.
Dunscathe is on on the frontier of the Brescian
Kind of lawless.
kingdom, and it's more of a it's rather lawless. It borders the salt flat.
Okay.
That goes for very
Captain, I can make him sleep, but also make him look like someone else. So that way we could carry him past without him yelling anything for a
Yeah,
minute.
taking it.
We're still carrying a body.
How long does sleep last?
A
I
minute.
could toss him in a barrel. We bind him.
We're not going to cover that much distance in a minute. Why don't we just knock him
Can
out
you disguise
properly?
him as a giant pumpkin?
Whatever you want. Jack of all trades here.
I mean, I say
It's a
we,
picture perfect
I say
disguise.
we knock him out and then make him a pumpkin.
A pumpkin on top of a
Alright.
pumpkin.
We're gonna knock him out.
We're gonna go knock him
guys
out.
walk downstairs. I guess all of you walking up to the jail.
Can I do it?
Yeah, you see
Good morning.
Arick just quivering.
Alright.
I'm hungry.
Eric, I'd like to introduce you to my fellow crewmate Kovek.
As
And
he's
I
saying
open
that,
the cell.
opening, yeah. What does he
Are
do?
you the chef?
I'm gonna pick him up and just literally smack him on the top of the head.
You see the huge glad pick on it. His head gets down a little bit.
All right, I'll hold him
Alright,
towards you.
like to-
Do your thing.
Pumpkin
Do your
Alright.
thing.
Give me like 15 minutes.
Make
Okay.
a dexterity check and add your proficiency
I guess I'm
bonus.
carrying this
I guess
pumpkin.
I think a sleight of hand.
We
roll.
should say that we have like a cart.
Yeah, the big
We don't have a cart on the ship. We're carrying
I got a 1.
Look, we're gonna get some comments about how like, is he like deformed now?
So you pull out your
paint
disguise
it orange.
kit and say, yeah, I'm gonna make this person look like a pumpkin.
Wait,
So
wait.
you select your orange paint and you take your biggest paintbrush and you go to town. And what looks, you just paint him orange. He is very clearly a person, but he's orange.
Is this gonna
I say it's missing something,
no,
and I
a
go
one
and
is a
find like a
critical
little
failure.
wood chip,
Oh, okay.
and I stick it on the top
Yeah.
of
He
his
immediately
head.
looks like a pumpkin.
Yeah, one is just like 20 is like the critical success. So like, but
The one
So
is
you
the
you
critical
did-
failure.
you do a critical
Did a job,
failure.
20 people
And
failure.
I take a little wood chip from the ship, and I just put it at the top of his head.
He's now.
yeah, all of you look at him and go, looks like a pumpkin.
That's pretty
We're
good.
gonna try this.
Decent job.
Right, now, when we go in, we are all part of the pumpkin competition. We've got the biggest pumpkin.
I really don't think that's necessary, Gerbo. I don't think we're gonna get many.
I like this
questions.
Should we
plan.
just take a cape and like, you know,
I think he looks
cloak
great.
No,
Barrel.
I see no problem with the creative process given here.
I mean, this wasn't my best work.
Well, we need to get him out, so.
It looks like
Pretty
a
good,
pumpkin.
Okay.
You all think it looks pretty decent.
looks pretty good.
Not great.
All right, I'm just gonna pick him up, put him
You
under my
try
arm.
to
Let's go.
Head to the run.
We went.
Alright, so
Well,
who's carrying the...
Captain, what would you
Alright.
like me to say to them?
To who?
People?
Come on, come on, see the massive
Let's say
pumpkin.
that you assemble, instead of dragging a body for however long, you assemble like a backpack type
Okay, I
thing,
can put it on. Sure.
and you just kind of strap him to your back.
M&M's.
Say to who? What are you talking about?
The officials when we dock.
Do you think there will be officials?
But it's
In case.
Just
It's
in
pumpkin
case,
season.
just tell them we're on important business from Valinor. That's all they need to know.
Also, looking over, you do see that the elven woman is awake,
Ah,
but she seems to just be sitting
Hey, you.
crisscross applesauce, just kind of
What is she?
eyes open, just kind of not really looking at anything in particular. But
Captain,
what are you guys
I can
doing?
knock her out.
that won't be necessary. She can be awake.
We
You
have.
just keep them unconscious. Right?
We have the people watching her, right?
Yeah. Also,
Hey, you get out of there, dog.
Gimbal, make sure you give her a meal at some point in the day. You don't
want me to
open the
make
cage
anything
for any
like
reason.
specific or
Something we can afford to give her that will sustain her will be fine.
Make her like a lentil and chickpea like dish. And we
What
still
spices
some
are
turmeric.
I had no idea you're such
Cumin,
We're
maybe
not
wizard in
like
your
sure you
kitchen.
can tell. You don't have to go all out.
We have it.
You got it lying around.
I
So.
mean, I'll put
Just don't give her salt.
Hey, you get out of there. You come
Just
It'll taste bad.
under no circumstances is she to leave the cell.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got it.
Just making sure.
Vicky's like,
All right.
yeah.
It sounds like we're good to go.
Come here, you.
You can give her a bucket, but don't put it in the cell. She has to pee through
all right,
the bars.
Feed through the
And-
bars.
And you have to watch.
You don't have to
You
watch.
don't have to watch. That's,
We need to
that's
leave.
weird. Let's go.
Kovek walked out.
Yeah, I'm already out of out of
Yeah,
here.
you guys head up. You see the as you guys get closer, Jordan's steering you. You see Jordan yells out, "We have arrived!" Looking over, you see what once was a very lush floral coastline, very green, or it's like autumn, so a lot of different colors, but now it's pretty flat, pretty dead. You see very few trees, very few foliage in general. You see there is hills in the distance. It's a very flat area in general, very little vegetation. Color
Anything
or-
like my dream landscape
It
at all?
looks a little bit,
But not
like
not
it.
enough to be.
I mean, it doesn't look like it. It looks similar. It looks more similar than anything else you've
Okay.
seen to it. So yeah, you see the port. It is a few shacks, and it looks like a very. There you see one other ship there. It's a little sailing boat. Looks pretty bad.
I don't think we're gonna have trouble bringing
I don't
this
think so.
pumpkin.
Is anyone staring at us?
Nah. Or you can make perception checks if you like.
10.
14.
17.
Nat one.
17.
So the three of you see, looking over, you don't, like I said, you see one little sailing boat. You see three individuals sitting on a little bit of a, like, mostly flat. You see a little bit of rise and a little shack. You see a little fire and three individuals there. You can't really make them out. They seem to just be sitting
Just
there.
sitting there.
I'm just looking at Jordan, and I'm really proud of how far he's come. And
You see Jordan just manning the wheel.
Wow.
Hey, ho there! Okay.
and I turn, and as I'm about to go, I just kind of, I'm nodding.
So it's a while to actually like stop the ship and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's
Just
you're
nodding.
still nodding.
A single,
a
a
while.
single
Yeah.
tear.
So as
drips
about
down.
10
20
minutes
minutes later.
go by, you guys dock, and looking around, you see, like I said, not much. You see three individuals kind of looking at you. One from this distance, they're about like 100 feet away. They're all just sitting. Two of them are sitting. One is sitting in a chair, a human. You see a halfling by the fire, kind of tending to it, and you see what looks to be a dragonborn kneeling.
Do you want to join our crew?
Yeah, hi. So,
We say those races again? A dragonborn and
dragonborn, human, and halfling.
They're as diverse as us.
So, are you guys? You guys are.
I'm gonna walk over and hop onto the
Doc.
dock. Thank you for the word. I lost the word.
Doc.
campaign.
It
That's
left
Doc.
me.
I believe Doc.
It left me.
So, you guys are.
Yeah, I think we'll just probably start hopping off the ship.
Where do we need to bring this guy?
I was just gonna see if like there was a sort of law enforcement or something like that we could turn in bounties or.
Doesn't look like
It
it.
doesn't
Yeah.
Wait, did the Neville specify?
Neville specified that when you got to port, you would receive more information.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess, should we ask the
Yeah.
gentleman
Sure. Yeah, let's
sitting
go up.
over there?
Yeah. Alright. I approach the three individuals.
You guys,
Just you
you
want
guys,
to
you
attack
guys all approach with them.
Yeah, I'm walking behind.
Sure. I'll stay
And
with
put on a
Kovek.
menacing.
So walking up, you see a very odd bunch. You see the human. He looks older, pretty wizened old man, just kind of sitting there. One eye is like shut, very like scraggly, long hair. He's kind of just sitting there in his chair, just kind of looking around, just looking at you. You see the halfling. He's very cute. He's small for a halfling, wearing a little brown suit and a green tie and in a very purple undershirt. You see a little luggage at his side. You see he's got a nice like wide hat,
Nice.
wide brown hat, and he's just kind of roasting some sausages over the fire, and not really looking at you guys. And you see the Dragonborn. You see he is, I believe he's a bronze Dragonborn.
Wow.
Yeah, you see a bronze Dragonborn. He looks huge. He is kneeling on his knees. Eyes are closed. You see he has a white robe on, and you see on the ground in front of him is what looks to be a rifle that looks to be carved out of bone, and you see runes all over it. It is huge. It's like almost as long as he is tall, and you just see him meditating. It's like early. The sun just rose. It's like 6 or 7 in the morning, and walking up, you see the human sitting there go, "What?"
You gentlemen waiting for a ship?
This here's my doc. Name's Vern DuPont.
Oh, Vern DuPont.
Can you state your name, your business at Dunscathe,
Let him finish.
and how long you're gonna be at the dock? Which are mine.
My name is Captain Kellemirden.
One moment. Spell it.
Captain?
Don't be sassy with me. It's been a long time.
V-A-M-I-R.
Wait, slower. You said B,
V.
C, A.
M.
That's enough. All right. The rest of you.
Do you need me to?
I got that one. Still B. He's next in the process.
Right, sorry.
Spit it out.
I am just a robot. I have no emotional intelligence.
Is that a name or is that a hyphenated?
Just robot.
Robot, got it. Hyphened. Yep. Little boy. You brought a little boy with you on your ship. That's nice. Where's your mommy?
Wait a minute. My name's Garbo.
That's silly.
Okay. And Cole. Okay. Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay. Business at Dunscathe, form a book.
Personal.
Sure. Yep.
Checks
Personnel.
out.
2 E's and an E. And then how long you're gonna be at the dock? Mitchell Mine, of course.
Well, not
These
long.
dock.
It's unclear how long we'll be here.
Yeah,
For
sure.
a short. Oh, you don't need to
You
know.
got it. Unclear.
Is there a fee to use your dock?
I don't think so.
Well, all right.
As you guys are sitting there, the little halfling finishes the sausage. Oh, nice. Hi there. My name's Dodo Boldo. Are y'all heading to Dunscathe?
We are.
Well, so am I actually. I'm waiting here on Seran to finish meditating.
What's this? Who is that?
Seran.
Seran.
He's a nice dragon from the settlement of Dunscathe. He was sent here to take me with him to Dunscathe. It's a pretty hairy journey. I'm the new conservator at Dunscathe. I'm pretty excited. I just graduated from law school. If you'd like to join me, I mean, of course, more the merrier. It's a pretty rough journey. If you'd like to come, we'd be. I don't want to speak for Mr. Seran, but he can speak for himself. He's meditating.
What was your name again, sir?
So, what?
What was your name again?
Dodo Boldo.
That's right.
Aye. So, what do you think?
I certainly want
Would you like to come with us? I've only made sausages for myself, but I can make more.
I do not require substance.
What do you eat?
Well, he's a
Sodium.
What's that? A little bit of a weirdo.
Do you suppose he's speaking in code right now?
What?
I seriously doubt it, but we can accompany him.
Ooh, I'd be happy to have you. It's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
rough.
we'd be happy to have you. Yes.
Gerbo's so
Okay.
turned on right now.
Being awkward.
No.
Are you a halfling too?
No, he's a halfling. He's
I'm not a
He's
halfling.
tall.
No.
Are you a little boy?
Oh, I'm not a little boy. I'm not. I'm not.
He's not.
This here
Wait. All right.
That's not a big deal.
No,
Get
no.
a few more sausages.
My gnomish friend here is first mate on my ship.
Yeah.
And you should respect him.
That's my bad. I am new to the area. I've only hung out with halflings in my life. Mostly. College, it was an all halfling school, so.
He is also a creator and destroyer of dreams.
Okay. That's fine. I'm Dodo Boldo. I'm the new conservator.
Dodo Boldo.
Last one.
When does this Seran fellow wake up?
I don't know.
Can you
I
hear
got
what we're
in.
saying?
I got in late last night, and that's my boat over there. I sailed myself.
Wait, so you're saying you just met Seran?
Yes.
So you don't? He's just been here.
Well, it was too late last night. He was sleeping, and I didn't want to wake him up. I hate waking. I hate being rude. Hate it.
So he hasn't.
Is
My
that his
number
name
one hate.
in reality?
I was told this by Vern.
Okay.
Vern's a nice guy. We've had a wonderful conversation this morning. I fed him a sausage with my own fingers.
We're getting nowhere with this, and I have the right mind to slap that Dragonborn awake.
As you're
Their boat is a disgrace upon the sea.
as you're sitting there, Vern is kind of just looking at his book. Goes,
Hey,
What?
I got a letter for your collection of individuals, I suppose.
Can we have it?
Prove that you're you.
I just told you my name.
I don't.
Good enough for me, Bob.
hands over a letter.
Okay, I'm gonna open the letter.
You open the letter. It seems to be just. It's addressed to Salty Suckers Ltd. It just seems to be talking about some kind of business proposition. It seems completely unrelated.
Okay.
And as you're looking at the letter, you watch as the letters begin to shift and form into a message. The message says something like, "Congratulations on coming this far. If you're reading this, it means you're successful. Continue on to Dunscathe and head to the inn of the Smoking Skull. Speak to the bartender there, and he will get you to your contact." And it's signed N.
Okay.
All of you, if you're looking at the letter, would also see the shifting of the letters.
Whoa. That's pretty cool.
Alright, excellent.
And that's got to be our
That's gonna be our lead.
butler.
Probably.
What's the letter say?
None of your
Well, it
business.
said,
What do you mean?
says,
It
you
clearly
salty
says
suckers.
none of Vern's business. I'm sorry. It's
What's a salty sucker? You said
You're
that.
It's
looking
a
at
salted
them.
lollipop.
I take a cube of salt and I start putting it towards his mouth.
His mouth is just, it's hanging
It's just-
Just
I put it.
place inside.
I put it in.
He just hits against his lips.
Don't fucking touch me.
Alright, well,
I don't understand your prerogative.
dude, I don't think he wants it.
Kill you.
Dodo Boldo.
You cannot kill what is not alive.
Look, this is his dog.
I'm
We don't
afraid
want
I
it.
have important business in Dunscathe, and my crew and I must get going. If you're ready to go, we're happy to escort you.
Seran will be up in a minute, I believe.
You believe.
We'll give him 1 minute.
That should be enough for him, I think.
We wait 1 minute.
1 minute passes, and as the minute concludes, you see the Dragonborn's eyes open.
Wow.
Alright.
No, you timed it perfectly. His pupils are black, and he kind of just stands up, picks up his rifle, and kind of slings it into his back, and as he stands up, he's about 8 feet tall. He's huge. He's actually doesn't seem as strong as you would expect. More of a slender body, but he's a big guy. He is bigger than Kovek. He turns to Dodo and says,
Dodo, we are ready to go. Who are all of you?
We are the Salty Suckers. We have business in Dunscathe, and we've been invited to go with you.
By who?
By Dodo Boldo.
Dodo goes up and says,
Okay, so I met these guys, and they seemed incredibly polite, very talented. They might be pirates. They pretty much seem like pirates. They have a huge ship with cannons. Probably pirates.
We're just pumpkin gardeners.
What do you mean?
Do you not see the pumpkin?
deception check.
Oh boy. That's 13.
Okay.
So, what are you?
We're here to sell the biggest pumpkin in the world to the biggest buyer.
Among other
business transactions.
You're pumpkin pirates.
Yes.
Okay, well, essentially, Seran, I've asked them to join us because I figured the more the merrier, and if we're going to Dunscathe on a scary journey, then I figured it'd be better if they were up with us.
And Seran says,
You are right that it is a dangerous journey. I would not be opposed to the joining of arms of our group.
cool.
My name is Seran Barak.
Barra.
I am a resident of Dunscathe. And you
I'm Captain Vamir Kilmirden.
I am a robot of no consequence.
His name is Lute.
You notice that I don't answer and move away.
You can tell people your name.
Well, my name's Gerbo. What I'm wondering, where'd you get that bone weapon from?
Forgive me.
It was my birthright.
Oh. Are you proficient with it?
I would say so that yes, I am proficient with it. Well, proficient with your little swords, little man.
Oh, yes, I like what? Well, yes, I'd like to think I am.
Well, proficient swordsmen and others, I say we go now to Dunscathe. It will take the better part of a day, and we will have to go a different route. But, are you ready? Do you need anything? Do you have your pumpkin well secure?
Yes.
We do.
That is good. The journey is difficult. I will guide you, and hopefully it will be uneventful.
Can I do an insight check to see if they actually think it's a pumpkin?
Sure.
Oh my goodness. 23.
They know that it isn't a pumpkin, but
But they're
they
afraid to bring
believe
it
that
up.
you are pumpkin proprietors of some regard, and that you have been gypped into believing that this is a pumpkin, when in fact it is certainly a human being who has been painted.
Did someone figure it out?
So they know that he's not a pumpkin, but Gerbo convinced them that we are pumpkin salesmen. So they think that we're just got caught at the end of a bad deal, like we don't know that it's not a pumpkin.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, I took the starburst. I'll need more starburst.
So, you guys head to Dunscathe, following Seran at the front with Dodo. He gets his luggage on, says, "Okay, let's go," and starts walking. Seran's strides are long, and he has to walk quickly to match him. But so, hefting your packs, securing your gear, you set off for Dunscathe. The air here is incredibly dry. It is a very dead-looking area, and you guys head off in an old, dead riverbed. You guys start walking, and it's a pretty dry. It's a pretty straight, narrow, not very narrow. It's a pretty wide river. Looks like it's been dead for a while now. And as you guys continue, eventually the air begins to get much drier and the saltier.
Luke's loving it.
This is optimal performance.
There is a lot of
environment.
sodium in the atmosphere. As you guys are walking, the river is, you see splotches of like a greenish, purplish growth of some kind, and the river eventually begins to narrow and begins to climb. You guys start gaining elevation in this river, and eventually it gets to the point where it's so narrow that only 2 or 3 can fit abreast. The walls of the riverbed are very, very high above you, 2-3 times as tall. It almost feels like wind cut, almost like a very narrow canyon as you guys are walking, and it's really uphill at this point. As you're walking, first can I get a marching order, just to, who's in front, who's in the back?
Did Seran say?
Saran is in the front with Dodo.
I'm gonna be not too far behind them.
Okay.
I'm
Probably-
gonna stay next to the captain.
I'm probably close to the back.
Okay.
Probably leading
Captain
up the back.
Luke, Gerbo, Bob,
Kovek.
Kovek.
Okay.
Pumpkin.
So as you guys are climbing, it is cold. It is very cold. The wind is biting, and it's a pretty dreadful, strenuous, just climb. As you're climbing, I'll say make a perception check.
Wow, mine's pretty good.
That's garbage.
Mm,
It's a 9.
12.
18.
23.
There it is.
Well, Gerbo's got eyes.
Gerbo, you're the only one to notice, but you see as you're walking through this very narrow, you're climbing. You're probably about 500 feet above sea level. You get a glimpse of the summit of this. It's a pretty like the gradient is rather not steep. You get a glint of something. It's like something flashes in the sun.
It's weird. I think something flew by. What's the aviation like around here?
There are few birds.
Hmm?
Why do you ask?
I saw something fly over the top there.
I am not aware of anything.
Well, what did it look like?
It's rather quick. I mean, it just flew by and got through the sun real fast.
How high up is the top of the riverbed?
You mean the walls around you?
Yeah.
It's like probably 20, 30 feet.
Is there
Maybe.
any,
Yeah, between 20 and 40 feet, depending on where you.
Is it like a glint, like something
Captain,
shined at him, or
would you like me to be on the
You
side of the
you
riverbed?
saw something glint. It was a
just doesn't
very,
know.
very.
Saran, is this a dangerous road?
This is not a route usually taken. I was going to take a different one, but given that there's so many of us, I chose a different one. I don't think that any others should be. Are you sure you saw something? Was it
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing
could
to
have
see.
been a bird, but
Yeah.
if it would make you feel better, we could try to take a different route, or we could just keep an eye on
Right.
it.
Seran, would you mind if I go up the ledge and stay up there and keep a lookout from there down on you all?
I would prefer if you didn't, because we are safer down here on the river than up there. It is rather exposed.
Well, listen, at this point, I think something's following us. Alright, I'm gonna stick to my guns and say that.
Okay.
I mean,
So
if
that's
he says
all,
it, then I
you know.
believe him.
Then let's continue, but be watchful.
Alright.
Is that okay? If you'd like to take a different route, we could try that. It would just take longer.
I think we can handle ourselves.
Alright, let's keep on
Let's
going.
keep going.
Let's go.
Continue.
Where's Pumpkin's gotta get to?
Eyes peeled.
Can Gerbo give me some starburst?
So as you guys continue, the wind begins to pick up, and it's not a storm, but it's just rather windy up here. It's very cold. Walking, you continue to wind and climb, and it's rough. Dodo it seems like he's going to vomit at any moment from the exertion. Seran, isn't really making much of an effort. Is there anything anyone would like to do on this journey so far? Or?
Could I play some uplifting music to try and keep up morale?
Would that give away position if someone is following us?
We need joy.
I'm gonna take some pump off my
That
back for a second.
is a 26.
Oh my goodness.
You play you're able to keep it down as well, but you play it's like something peaceful surrounding you. It's rather nice.
I wanted to
Maybe,
shift with the wind a little bit.
And we all gain an inspiration.
I think some of you do have an inspiration actually.
I do not find you.
I'm gonna take, while he's playing, I'm gonna ask, I need to take this pumpkin off my back for a second.
Alright, let me hold it.
Alright. I take the backpack off and drop it into Grandpa's arms.
You make an athletics check.
5.
You were crushed by this mass of a thing.
Is he hurt at all?
No, he's just crushed.
Alright. I looked it off
Yeah, a
and
few
put it off
minutes,
to the
yeah.
side.
Alright, so you guys continue? Anything else?
No, we're good.
Alright, so continuing forward with the gentle music of lute, just kind of keeping you, just kind of moving forward. You guys continue on another 20, 30 minutes. It's in the afternoon now, and suddenly, all in a moment, everything goes completely wrong. There is a roar like thunder. It is absolutely deafening, seems like far away, and in that moment, all of you are covered in blood and gore and bone. Looking up, you see a smoking hole in the back of Seran. You see in one moment, he takes his leg back, kicks Dodo into the wall, drops to one knee, and fires back. And as he fires, a blast of flame emits from his rifle, and it is deafening. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Gosh, that's nice.
Oh man, it rolled.
Got a 2.
19.
That would be a fail.
A 9.
18.
Oh man.
So the three of you are okay. You two are. This blast is unbelievable, unexpected, and loud. You're deafened for 30 seconds as blood or whatever comes out of your ears.
Salt.
What are you all doing? You see as he fires back, Dodo is in the corner. You see he is covered in blood and quivering, just looking around. His hat is off. Blood and gore and bone. You see Seran is up against the canyon. What are you guys doing?
Saran just returned fire to something back up at the top of the canyon, you're saying?
That shot Dodo.
What are you guys doing right now?
I'm grabbing my axes and then butting up against the wall if there's any type of cover.
yeah, throw
How
it
much
yourself
space
against
do I
the wall.
have within my bodies enough for him to Dodo to fit inside?
You could try, but
Okay.
so what are you doing?
I'm going to cast Healing Word on Dodo, and then I'm
Okay.
going to go and grab him and try and stuff him with inside. of
Okay,
it
so
to
are you
kinda cover
are you
him up.
moving at all?
Yes, I'm moving towards Dodo.
Okay, so
I've dropped to one knee.
okay.
I'm very much in pain, but
Yeah.
10 seconds I start moving forward.
Okay. What are the both of you doing right now?
I'm taking cover as
Okay.
best I can.
I was-
Orbo?
Yeah, I'll take cover as the
So you guys throw yourselves against the canyon wall. You begin. You cast this. You notice that Dodo is actually not hurt. The blood and the gore that on all of you and him is from Seran.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, as he's
In the back
leaning
of
up
Seran.
against, as
I
he's
thought it
leaning
was- I thought
against
it
the
was-
canyon wall, there is a pretty small puncture wound, and behind in his back, he's massive, but there is a crater about this big in his back, and he is just gritting his teeth against the canyon wall.
Can I do a medicine?
A medicine check?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, 18! That means the 20, what's 8, 24?
I'll say he gets a few hit points back as you kind of just make sure to kind of stop the bleeding. It looks like he lost a lot of blood, bones, and organs. So he is up against the wall, rifle against him. What are you guys doing?
Did we see what shot him or hit him?
I'm gonna take a look.
It was everything. Just you're gonna try to
I'm gonna
proceed.
look above or wherever.
So,
I think it came.
Are you gonna try and because the shot came from above and in front of you somewhere. So are you gonna like
I
peek
mean-
out?
I'm gonna take a second
cover?
as I'm again. Oh yeah, I would peek my head out to see where that came from.
Okay, make a perception check.
23.
Yeah, 23. Okay, does a 28 hit?
Yeah.
So as you lean out,
Shit.
We're on a Dragonborn right there.
shit. As you lean out, you see that same glint that you saw. You see up in. You take a second to kind of look out.
Yeah.
You look. You see that same glint. It seems like it's probably 200-300 feet away from you. You can't really see.
Okay.
And as you do that,
That's
the
cool.
second that you begin to come back, you take 20 points of damage. As
My gosh.
Ow.
you hear another roar like thunder, and the bullet hits you here, and it goes in and out the other side, and just blood just spurts. It blasts 15 feet.
As soon as that happens,
You're right
can I
behind me,
take
right?
out the sword
Captain.
and swing
Oh,
it
you went for
across
Captain.
in front of them, creating the wall of wind that stops projectiles? Okay.
Okay.
Well, that would have stopped his.
No,
It's after that happens.
after
So
that.
you
It's-
see this elven blade is swung, and as it's swung, there's nothing for a moment, and then the wind swirls and just flies forward in front of you,
Yeah.
creating like a
and I do
a
it
screen.
about 20 feet in front, and it's 15 feet high
Okay.
and 50 feet long.
Okay. And how long does it last?
1 minute.
Okay, so we're not going to go into initiative, but we'll do this by rounds. So, what are you guys doing? Now that this is done, you have the wind wall. You see Gerbo bleeding. There is gore everywhere. What are you doing?
Gerbo, what
I'll
did
do
you
another
see?
medicine check.
Okay,
Further at 200 feet out. A glimpse.
60.
sure. I'll say Gerbo.
Heal yourself,
Gerbo. You get 3 hit points back as Bob looks over and helps a little bit.
Oh. Alright, well,
So.
there's no way. We're gonna have
Seran, at this time, takes a second, and he's breathing rather heavily. He still seems like he's on his feet. He's not dying, but he's very hurt, and says,
The gunman is here for me, not for any of you. I will go. Stay. I will try to defeat him. Get to the settlement. He is not after you. It is me. The only thing that would have done, been caused by, is a rifle. A rifle, a Dragonborn rifle. Go. I will go myself.
Alright, I mean,
How high up is the canyon wall right by where we are?
it's probably about 25 feet
25 feet.
on both sides, pretty much.
Captain, make a quick call.
I
Are
don't
we in or
want-
are we out?
I don't want to leave this man.
All right. Well, someone.
We agreed
someone
to travel
tried
together to
What's
protect
even
each
our
other.
chance of actually getting out of here?
Seran, we're not leaving.
Why? You do not know me, I do not know you.
Well, consider it a bit of a favor.
Then what do you suggest we do?
Well,
I can create a sphere that you can push upwards and not get shot at, and then move up for a minute and then get a clear shot at.
how about that?
And then,
Also,
and then create another wind wall.
alright,
We can attempt it.
I can obscure his vision from about 100 feet out. Anything within 100 feet, I can fog it up.
Gerbo, were the shots coming from up on top of the
Uh,
canyon ridge?
They were right.
Yes.
Well, you're here, right?
Right.
And it's a winding
Oh,
river
yeah.
up. It's somewhere up on this, towards the summit.
So I couldn't
So
tell.
further up ahead.
Just up ahead.
Should we try turning back to get another route? What do you think, Seran?
He already knows where we are.
Ron,
pinned.
what does
We
the
are
terrain look like?
compromised.
We'd be able to move 150 feet behind the resilient sphere with someone in the middle. If we
Okay.
if
So
we
you want to bubble him?
bubble him, push,
What's to
push,
stop this guy
get
from taking
behind,
shots at us?
get behind the
Sphere.
bubble.
Okay.
So we're gonna put you in a bubble. And we're gonna roll you up the hill.
I know it sounds ridiculous,
This must
but
be
we've done
very
some
sexy.
pretty incredible
I will
things. with
subject
ridiculousness.
myself to it if it will protect me from projectiles.
What does-
But he will take shots at you.
What does the terrain look like up on top of the canyon?
It is mountainous. It is rather, if you were to go up the wall,
Yeah.
it is flat. There is not much cover.
actually
There
have to
are
push
rocks.
this
Yeah,
But
you have to
if
push
you were
this
to
thing.
go up there,
but
might be
you're
a good idea,
behind
but
it, so
you may be
you'll pretty much have
exposed.
full cover and.
Okay.
so what are we doing?
Alright. Loot. Bubble him. I think we're about out of time.
Okay, as the wind wall is kind of nearing its end,
Yep.
I'm just going to. You're gonna watch as this giant bubble kind of forms out of me like a big purple, and I kind of press it
Like a big
towards him,
purple.
and
Yeah, like a
you
big
watch,
purple.
and you watch as it kind of expands and then completely encloses him.
Alright.
Classic big purple.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
Alright, I think we're.
So now.
Everyone
he-
get behind it.
Getting behind
Well,
the
you guys are gonna have to
spear.
shuffle him up first, and then we're gonna go behind him. We're all gonna roll him up the hill.
Gonna push him up.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
This is
Why
what we're
can't-
doing.
You guys are all like crowding behind the bubble pushing up.
Dodo, real quick, is he downed?
No, he's
No,
fine.
He's
He's-
just, you see, he's
So-
traumatized.
I thought he-
In 10 rounds, which
No,
I mean,
Seran was
yeah,
shot.
10 rounds would be a minute, and it lasts 1 minute.
Right.
So we'll be able to
We're
push
not
it up
initiative though. so-
150 feet.
Okay, and how big is it?
It is
Is it bigger than the sand?
specifically.
It's like a medicine ball.
We make it like a wheel. It goes up this little.
It's the spear is weightless and just large enough to contain the creature or object inside
Oh
it. He's
my.
he's a big guy. He's
He is
8
big,
feet. He's
but
8 feet.
He's
Oh,
huge.
he's
Some-
taller than
so
me.
you guys are-
No.
So presumably it's like what, a 9-foot diameter
It will
spear?
provide you cover, but you're gonna have to be.
So half cover
Careful
for those that are
about
behind, like on the sides, and then full cover for the people that are directly behind it.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we want to break up
You guys-
whoever
some
gets
of you
half
are,
cover
some
and
of
who
you
gets
will
full.
be exposed.
All right. I'm gonna sheathe my axes and get
More
behind
or
this thing to
less.
push it.
Not totally exposed, but
We don't have any kind of range capabilities for this, do we?
You can catch arranged objects.
I don't think I can catch
You can certainly
you
try.
can.
and I mean Gerbo, you do have the ability
Okay.
to cast lightning bolt from
True.
that.
Yeah, you have range.
You have like these weird spells that Gerbo should not
Yeah,
have.
I can
It's
hit
not a
him.
magical
I
item.
can get him. I can hit him.
All right. I'm getting behind.
I-
Who's in the position?
I'm
gonna
gonna
help.
start pushing him up, and I'm gonna get him
You
up
and me
15
are on-
feet in the first round.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna go up and help
So-
push.
Okay.
Right off.
You two are helping push.
Yeah,
I
I'm
will be in
gonna
Oh,
half
shoot
so-
my
cover.
axes.
So
If you
so
start
we
pushing,
can
I
we
come
can
up right after you.
Okay,
I'll
so
help you push.
if you guys are both helping, then you can just go normal speed.
Okay, yeah.
But-
Then that's
but-
30 feet. So
Let's
then
do
we
it,
could
yeah.
we could
So,
actually double our
Are
movement
you
speed. So
doing
we could
that?
go
Are you
with the full
following behind, or
300
are you guys,
up
what
to
are
where
you
he
three
is.
Yeah.
I prepped my what's it called triple.
doing? Okay.
I am going
For a
to.
shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Bless on how many? Up to 3 creatures of your choice. You, and you. 1d4 to any skill check you make.
Okay.
All right. That's
The three of you are going to be a little bit more exposed
exposed
because you two are directly behind it.
We're okay.
Yeah, can I have Dodo on
Tackle.
like around my shoulders so
they're
that
not
way he's
abilities.
kind of
Sure.
right behind it
And
too.
then
It's
something
not
for
like it would
whatever.
really.
Yeah,
Still
good.
not.
So
Sure,
pumpkin
yeah.
is,
Yeah.
is blocked too,
Yeah.
I guess.
So you
Yeah.
take this blood-covered little boy in his suit. Well, it was once brown and green, and you put him
Wait, what
on his
became
And
of
for-
the pumpkin?
He's still on my back. He's
Okay.
alright.
Okay.
He's got full cover too, I guess.
Okay.
And I say, my uncle, I'm really sorry about this.
He doesn't say anything. He's traumatized. So the three of you are going to be a little bit more exposed. Are you going?
Let's go. Let's just start.
Okay,
Alright.
so we go 30 feet.
So you begin. You roll this ball out. Seran, you see. Can he like have his like rifle
No,
out or?
so
like,
yeah,
He's
he
trapped.
can
I
have
mean, he
his
can't
rifle
shoot.
out.
He just
Nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier in or out.
Okay.
Creature can breathe,
Okay.
but
so it just like it like outlines his
it's
person.
it basically goes like this
Okay.
around. So,
So
like,
you see.
So it is like a medicine ball.
Saran,
yeah, it's like a medicine ball.
Saran, you see, pulls out his rifle and is aiming. At this point, everyone could make a perception check to perceive the location of this person as you guys are going.
Oof, no. 18.
I got 9.
10.
18.
First
You
game I rolled so well.
you cannot see. You don't see anything as you go forward. Though what you do see is a massive plume of smoke and another thunderous roar as a shot comes in. You see the shot slam into the bubble and just dissipate. You see a wall of this bluish fire just erupt. There is no damage, and as the smoke kind of clears, you guys are still pushing forward.
And another 30 feet.
Another 30 feet, you can make another perception check. So as you guys are winding your way through this narrow riverbed,
I'm gonna
looking around.
That's not any better.
19.
Guidance myself. Do you have a D4?
That was a 14.
If you don't
know
know
the
the
DC is
What?
charging all this.
Guidance on myself.
Yeah.
Perception is 23.
23. Gerbo, you see about 200 feet away, you see that same glint you see, and you see the figure of something, of the gunman. You are able to perceive him. He seems to be hiding between bushes and rocks, prone. So you do see.
Okay.
You can't make out any details of super.
I'm gonna point that out to Seran.
I see him. Look, I see the tree there.
I'm on him.
He's about 200 feet out. You said.
About.
Okay. All right.
So Seran has eyes on him.
Mm-hmm.
As we're pushing, I'm gonna say, Seran, the second this bubble dissipates, do you think you could take a shot?
I certainly could. You must.
It'll be in 8 more rounds.
Okay.
So,
So
we could get him really close.
Okay.
for it.
Get
So
within
you guys
100
continue
feet.
to push.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So
you push on.
push on.
As you guys.
Range for the short bow.
Would a wind wall block a bullet?
Yes.
I'm not
So I could.
So
and
I-
Windwall's range is 120 feet.
I'll
So
try.
I could
Okay.
even. Could I ready an action so after fires a shot, I could wind wall so that there's no retaliation after the
I'd say
resilient
so.
fear
Sure.
breaks? Okay, cool.
Cool.
You got this.
Short bow.
Come on, dude.
Utility.
Short bow.
What are you doing right now?
The range is 320 feet.
Oh.
You would have disadvantage.
Press
if
your
you
foot,
use
it's
the fire.
in the
Takes a shot, so that way he can get a shot in, but
Yeah.
the other guy
Okay,
can't.
so would you
Oh,
say
nice.
since
We got this.
Gerbo went out
Very
where he
good.
was, I would be able to
Well
make
played.
a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could fire. So,
That
so
distance?
as you guys are moving forward
320?
again, you're going to take a fire. It would be a disadvantage to shoot your bow. So you can fire at
I'll wait till
disadvantage.
You
you
know
get
what?
closer.
Okay.
I have a crossbow as well. I'm gonna take a shot.
I totally
No,
you're
he's
full of tricks, man.
disadvantage.
It's
But as you guys are pushing forward, you hear once again another roar, and a bullet comes flying in right towards the captain.
My reaction. I'm really expending. key
Reaction,
points
grab the bullet.
to catch the bullet.
That would be awesome.
Please roll.
Does a 25 hit?
It does.
you can, but you can roll to.
That's what
So you have to beat it.
Yeah, so I have to be a 25 with the roll. What do I
Well,
use?
no, you have to, it's whatever the damage is, right?
The bullet comes flying in, goes right past a very precise shot, goes right past and slams directly into your stomach. It blows out intestine and gore. You take 24 points of damage.
It's like Captain
Use
So I can't.
So no, well
I
you
can't
can
use
reduce
The
the damage
reaction,
with
you can, yeah,
Oh, is that what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Where is that?
you can attempt to catch the bullet.
here. I'll.
You can, the damage you take when the attack is reduced by 1d10. That's the dex mod. Okay.
And you take the damage anyway.
Plus your monk level. Oh, that's good.
And you.
It's a d10.
Okay.
Sorry, that's good. 7 plus dex mod. I reduce it by 19 points.
Wow.
Nice. So as the bullet comes in, it's like time slows down, and you are able to, with your hands, taking the wind, you're able to curve it so that instead of slamming into your gut, it skins you.
Oh, that's awesome.
The bullet still slams into the ground behind you.
Yeah,
So
man.
how much damage did I take?
So that would
That'd
be
be 5
five
damage.
points of damage.
That.
Wow.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty cool.
So
But to still get hit by it is
Okay,
actually
moving
cooler
forward
than
again.
just, like to actually pull it
disadvantage.
out of
Gerbo.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the ball would keep rolling past you while he's aiming it. He's just totally.
He's like staying back, and then he's got
12.
I think I'm
Fire.
right.
You have no idea. Sure. You have no idea if it hits.
Guidance.
Oh my
To that.
goodness.
You have no idea if it hits.
Actually, no, was it within a minute?
36.
Yeah.
You
D4?
use guidance. No, a guidance.
It's only
is
one
ability-
time.
Guidance is ability checks.
Wait, which one do I use for?
D20.
Oh, okay.
Disadvantage. So roll twice, choose the lowest.
Oh,
You
okay.
fire. You fire. You don't know. So you guys pushing forward again?
Yep.
Got him.
So
So-
120 feet now.
Yeah. So you're 120 feet.
He's dead.
This puts you, I think, at
Almost halfway.
yeah,
Next
almost,
round will be
almost halfway. As you guys are pushing forward, Kovek, you step and you hear a snap as something goes.
It's my leg.
Yeah. And in that moment, there is a sudden burst of this iridescent color, and then it begins to fall slowly as you're pushing forward.
Is
I
it
need
a
everybody-
spell?
It is a spell.
Can I cast counterspell?
Does that work on a trap?
That's a reaction.
So
If it's a spell,
as it goes up, you see you see this purple golden like specks falling onto you, and it just falls to the ground below you and just.
and then
fades
the
away.
organ just sucks it in.
It just.
So I just clicked on something, or did I break something?
You broke a little wire.
I
broke.
thought I broke like an egg or a foot or something.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
no, you're fine.
Okay,
Rid of
that,
so many
that's
spell
cool.
slots.
All right, so
Okay,
pushing
west.
forward, evading fairy fire. You guys
Oh, fairy fire.
continue
Yeah.
pushing forward, and there is another shot comes in, a massive roar, and this time it goes towards Gerbo.
Gerbo,
So
Where you
Gerbo,
Oh dear.
21 to hit.
Yes.
Oh, that's
That is once again 24 points of
Oh,
damage.
Jeez, dude.
As the bullet flies in and gets you right in the neck where your bone and your neck is, and it's just a blast of bone as so you guys push it forward again.
Yeah. Does anyone
100,
like
150, so we're
Yeah.
halfway. I'm trying to think.
You're
What,
at this point you are about 100 feet away.
100 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay, so at that point,
And also the walls around you have grown much. You're much closer to the summit now, so the walls are only probably 10
As-
feet tall around you.
as we're getting up there, I'm going to say, do you have him in your sights?
I do.
And then at that point, I'm going to drop it, and as soon as he fires, I'm just going to whip the wall of wind so that it's going to be like 20 feet in front of this guy, so it'll shoot him, and then he might fire a shot in retaliation.
Right.
It'll hit the wall of wind,
Okay.
and I'll use my last charge of the wall of wind.
So, as you guys are pushing up, you see the bubble drops, and you see Seran ready, fires the very second that it drops, and once again, a roar of blue flame comes out. That hits. You watch as the bullet flies up, and you see. Whoever has a high passive perception, I don't know, but you see just
I have 16.
you see a poof of blood up ahead, and you see a bullet fly in, and you watch as it just kind of flies in right towards Seran, and just as it gets there, it just kind of slows down and falls to the ground as you guys are covered.
That was
So now, without cover, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to say to Captain. Oh wait, could I go again, or because I did the wind wall?
Yeah, so that
Okay.
was that action. Is there,
Okay.
Is there anything anyone's doing at this point?
Captain, get ready to run towards him.
Do you mean like
Okay.
help getting up, or are you okay? Are you
I'm gonna do
Well, how far away are we right now from
You-
the
Sure.
You're 100 feet.
100 feet?
Oh, that was nope.
You were like, oh shit, what do I do? You're not able to help.
Bleeding
Bad.
So that guy's is it?
We don't know
Is that
what's
guy,
wrong. We
is
don't know.
that guy looking like he's
You
Just wait up.
can't see it?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, actually, you can see a little bit more clearly. He is It's hard to say from where you
Are we within 60 feet?
No, we're
100
Yeah,
feet.
you're 100 feet away.
So there's
Or
the
90 feet
wall
away.
of wind in front of us that basically is protecting us right now.
Okay.
Yes.
But,
I'm gonna go for this one.
it's
But I
15
can't-
feet high, so
If you'd like, I mean, you can try and stick to the walls and kind of just see if you can kind of like you move a little bit slower, but you could try something like that instead of just running, or you can just run.
I am going to cast Call Lightning on this man. So let me see what this guy does again. Yeah. Wait.
2 shots fired and
A lot
then
of
lightning
spells.
strikes.
Hold on. A storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall, 60-foot radius, centered on a point you can see 100 feet in front of you.
Depends what kind of crit.
When you cast a spell, choose a point you can see within range. Yeah, I'm going to choose him. Bolt of lightning flashes down on a cloud at that point. Each creature can see that. Dex saving throw. Gotta beat 16.
That is a 19.
Okay.
So it's half damage?
Half of 3d10.
Okay, do it.
Oh yeah. It's, 1. That was hot. That is 8. That's 10. So 19 damage halved.
Okay, so that's 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Failed save or have as much of a successful save on each of your turns until the spell ends. You can use your action to call down lightning in this way again, targeting the same point. Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So you guys watch as Gerbo, as this wind is above you, you see he just convulses. You see storm clouds
I hold
erupt
him up.
and just frame a lightning bolt as it flies down completely straight and just smashes. You just kind of blue flicker. Is anyone now? What are you guys doing? Are you guys moving for? Are you just running?
I'm gonna, if I can now,
Casting
I want
things.
to cast haste on Captain
Okay.
to double his movement speed,
Okay.
and then let him.
As soon
Do
as
that.
he does that, I'm gonna take off sprinting at this guy.
Okay.
My
Is
movement
anyone else
is
running?
doubled.
I think.
Can I touch you last second and guidance you? Per
This guy's
chance?
totally dead.
Thank you.
Does
Alright.
that count?
No, he's not dead.
My movement doubled is now 100 feet, so I can close the entire distance.
Okay. And you're gonna double dash, or you can.
And you have step of the wind.
So what you can do
Right, but
is,
that doesn't
are you trying to
change
get there?
Speed,
Yeah.
but
No,
just that's
You
for
can run,
jumping.
which is what's your movement?
if you need it.
Okay, so
Right, no, I'm right in his face.
Oh, 30 of speed, 30.
What is this?
So you can run with your movement, which is 30 feet. You can dash another 30 feet, and you can bonus action dash, which is 90 feet.
Sure, we'll do that.
Okay. So you two are going to run right up to.
I'm gonna grab Seran, pull him into whatever type of cover, into a medicine.
And after that, what you call after I cast
earlier.
haste,
You
the
did, but
wind
only a couple
wall
points.
Yeah.
dissipates
Yeah, that was good.
as
Okay.
he runs off towards the.
So
And you have a +2 AC, and you have an extra action.
You
So-
could get.
You can double dash 60 feet.
When I get close enough,
I'm
you
gonna
just tell me
help
how
Seran,
he's
'cause
looking,
he's-
just so I can assess.
It wasn't that many points.
So,
it was like 8 points or something.
as
You do it.
You guys are just.
Sorry, right.
everyone's dashed.
As Kovek, you go up to grab Seran, another shot comes in and slams into Seran again, and another crater opens in his chest.
How are you rolling so well for this guy?
This is his thing.
Marksman.
You got him before I pulled him into cover.
Just
He
ran
has
100
3 hit
feet.
points
6
as
seconds.
you watch it collides into his lung and just destroys the lung. You grab him, and as he is wheezing, pull him over. You can make a medicine check now. As you guys, you see as the lightning clears and the smoke clears. What?
At 16.
Okay, I'll say he gets a few hit points back.
Wow.
You see Loot just. How do you touch him?
Kill him.
As soon as he does it, I just take
The
off.
two of you take off. You running as a monk, you run. You are able to run almost up. You watch as your captain fly.
I also have step
Bob
on the
running
wing, so I can-
almost as fast, but
Whoa.
him a little bit faster. You see as he's running, he almost runs up the side of the cliff, jumps, and you are up on top.
Wow.
You are running towards this individual. You are not far behind. You're not able to flip out your way back. Actually, you could if you want to. But so you guys are running up, and as you run up, you see this figure lying down with some rocks and shrubs around him. You see he is you see a white dragonborn in a black and brownish cloth. You see, once again, one of those massive rifles extended, and you watch in surprise as he gets up. One arm is almost completely shattered and destroyed from the bullet, and you see just his cloak is just burnt from the lightning. He looks pretty hurt, but as you run up, now we're gonna roll initiative.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Is this still?
Here, let me.
Yes.
Yeah. You mostly can just be rolling.
12.
You add it to.
Yeah.
Here, if you want to draw out the.
So this is the
That's
kind
fine.
of
Okay.
system.
Yeah, maybe
This is
later.
your ability checks.
Yes.
Alright, so I have. Is your bless still active?
For the full fight, basically, for a full minute. What, you bless? Oh, yeah, I blessed you guys. Yeah, so you have another D4 there.
Okay, so I got.
21.
I have
Okay.
all the buffs.
Or 22. 22.
Anyone? So, Bob and...
12? 12? Okay.
6.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Initiative.
18. Yeah.
Wait, did you bless me too?
Yes.
Well, does haste add +2 to
you
initiative?
and Kovek.
Does it?
It gives plus 2 to
I'll remind you
AC.
if it comes.
Okay.
Oh, nothing for initiative?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, so
I'll
18,
double
and
check.
then Gerbo?
6.
Alright. Alright, so first up is Kovek.
Who else is still down by me? Gerbo, you're with me, right?
Yeah, me, Bob, and
need a medicine
Seran
check?
and Dodo or whatever. Bobo? Dodo.
Bobo.
Dodo Boldo.
No.
I guess I'll just lie down, Seran, and run in the same direction.
Alright,
as
so
everything.
double dash.
Yeah, I'm gonna double
Alright, so
dash.
you're
Go
gonna
take
get
care of
about
them,
halfway.
Kovek.
Mind stun strike.
So you run about halfway.
Alright.
Okay.
And can I ready? I can't do it.
Yeah. Alright, so as Kovek comes running up, you see
I'm gonna actually take the pumpkin off my back, I guess.
You roll
And
it.
Sure,
you
yeah.
roll
The body, the pumpkin hits into the ground, rolls, starts to roll down the cliff.
Whoops.
Sorry.
So I'm
As
gonna catch
you run
him.
forward, you see the gunman once again blare. You watch as this massive blast comes out. Are you two on top of this?
I moved 100
You-
feet,
you're
so
in
I
this
should
literally
be-
right in
I should
front of
be
you.
Alright, so then
in
if that's the case, you watch as he gets up and you see a small killing sword on his front. He rips it open and goes in for, I'm assuming you're,
I'm closest.
yeah,
I'm in his
you get up.
face.
So he goes in with this killing sword roaring. So first is 18 to hit.
No, does not hit.
That is a 28 to hit.
That does hit.
And that is a 22 to hit.
That does hit.
Alright.
Man.
3 hits. This guy's going for it.
He's done. Unless he can kill me from this.
This is like my tribal music.
We're all down there.
I'm cheering you on.
So you watch
What's the
as
damage?
as 2 hits come in. One, he lightning quick stabs into your stomach, pulls it out, and slices across your front. You take 22 points of damage.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That leaves a mark.
Stepping back, he says, "Do not interfere."
He's a
Next
scary
up
guy.
is you, Captain.
All right. I'm gonna go for just an unarmed strike.
Classic on
It is.
I'm just gonna hit him.
Hey, stop that.
Oh, that's not gonna hit. But I have another action. Gosh. The one time it matters, I can't roll for spit. Neither of those are gonna hit.
What was the total?
Wait, attack rolls. Sorry, that includes
First off-
attack rolls D4.
Hold on. With your action, you can punch twice. With your bonus action, you can punch once. If you use your flurry of blows, you can punch twice.
Right, okay, so
With
I
your,
rolled
and then you have
twice.
another action where you can only punch once again, right? You can't. You don't
No,
have
so-
multi-attack.
So
You get-
he has bonus. He has
Yeah.
attack, which
Yeah.
he can attack twice.
Right.
Bonus action, which he can flurry blows,
Yeah.
which allows him to attack.
Right.
Keep that
For,
for
and then he has
saving throws,
his
get
extra
2d4.
attack from haste.
Okay.
So he has
Okay,
5.
But you don't get 2 attacks from haste, right? You only get 1.
You only get 1.
Yeah, okay.
So
So you
what
have-
you get 1 action
you
that
have-
you can use to do
You
any
have
number
2
of
more
things.
attacks. You can do another one if you spend key points to cast flurry of blows.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll use it.
And then you can
Point.
use key points for other.
And then, please, oh my gosh, that's 2 natural 1s in this this one round. I don't know how.
Luke's coming in. Come
Roll
on.
4 attack rolls.
Classic
They weren't
Luke.
gonna make a difference on a 1.
Well,
How
you
many
can add your modifier. It might help.
Yeah, you can add your modifier,
This
but
last
Yeah,
one will hit because I'm pretty sure because it's a 25.
That hits.
Yeah.
Roll your damage.
I'm gonna spend another key point to make it a stunning strike.
Of course.
Because that's what I
We're
do.
using everything.
Okay. So I'll roll my damage. He has to make a Constitution saving throw to not be stunned.
He fails that. Rolls a 4.
Ooh, and that's gonna be 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. You run up and, like the wind, go for punches, and you watch as, almost as dexterous as you, he's able to roll with the punches and dodge them, but then one more, you spin and kick him in the side of the neck, and the hit connects, you hear a crack, and he takes a step back, and you watch as his eyes kind of glaze over for a second. He is stunned, and that was how much?
11.
11 damage.
Alright, so next up is Bob. As you are right up next to these individuals, you watch as he takes a step back, looks dazed.
I'm gonna take
What do you
out
do?
my daggers and I'm gonna go to chop off his arms.
Okay, roll an attack.
Oh, here we go.
Add a D4 to that.
It would be attack with advantage, so you can, and it's, I don't think you add, do you add a D4?
yeah,
Less.
because
Less?
she's
No,
Add,
not
add that to
Okay.
it. Roll that and add it.
And make sure to roll
And-
with
and then-
advantage.
roll
No,
roll
roll the
twice
other
and
one.
take the higher number.
The other one.
No, with that one.
Yeah.
I did roll an 11.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
and
the highest
then-
number was 11?
Yeah.
And then roll one more time to see if you crit.
Yeah.
For this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, it's so confusing.
Two.
Then
Okay.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Didn't
So take the 11.
Plus
11
what?
plus
It was
The
a
D4
Just
there's
reroll
a
it.
number
which was
right
a
here.
1, so it's 12 plus.
12 plus there's a number here, so you're using your dagger,
Daggers.
so that'd be a plus 7 to 12.
So that is 19 to hit. That
19
that
hit.
will hit. So
Okay.
Now we roll damage.
roll
Now-
your damage. So this is
The daggers
I
are
did
Give me the
D4.
D4 back, sorry.
I
No,
got
no, daggers
So
D4.
they take
I mean,
your
I have
dagger.
my
Yeah.
D4.
It's your
Yeah.
D4, right?
Okay.
So roll that.
That
So
was
that is a
hard roll.
3.
Three.
But then you also roll sneak attack. Because you
So
have
a
my
sneak
gosh,
attack for
4d6.
rogues at level
There
7
you go.
is
Oh, I thought Sable
4d6.
was at level 7.
So that was a 3.
Ooh.
Count it up.
Throw a toothpick at someone and have it be devastating as a roll.
Like, why can't I do math? 20.
Woo!
20. So that's 20 plus 3 from the D4, which is 23, plus 4.
Who's the
Plus
teacher?
4, yep.
Plus 4 for
27.
your modifier, so that's 27 points of damage.
Jeez.
You take out your daggers, flip them, and cut, and you watch as the arm that was partially severed from the bullet is cut clean
That's
off.
fine.
And he takes a step back, one arm, the blood spurts out. That was a good job. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your action?
I'm gonna go for his other arm.
You can't hit twice.
That's very sad.
Rogues.
But you did a good job.
I think I'll take a step back. Oh, disengage.
Yeah, sure. Bonus action disengage, and you can take a few feet back.
With the 20?
No, you don't have to.
No,
do
you're
it.
good. You just walk back.
Oh, okay.
Next up is loot. What do you,
Okay, so-
you're about 90 feet away.
Okay, well, I don't know what's going on up there, but I have faith in the captain that he'll probably take care of it. The one thing that haste was probably, for my mind, to get him up there and do his own thing, but right now I'm concerned about what you call it? Seran, and he's still alive, correct?
He is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see Kovek is kind of tending to him. It seems like
did.
Kovek is stabilizing
I
him.
stabilized. No, I was running.
And what's,
Oh, yeah.
what's running through my mind is that I don't know if he still has the gun or not.
Okay.
So I'm going to go over him and cast invisibility,
Okay.
and then take his body and shove him,
Okay.
and try and push him around like 10 feet
Sure.
or
So
somewhere
yeah,
else.
you're able to do that. You cast invisibility and just kind of push him around. That drops haste, correct?
It does, yes.
Okay. So haste is dropped.
Yeah.
And now is that
It's what I would do.
is that so you're just you're tending to him?
Yeah, I'm
would you like to
tending to him.
move or?
I'm going to kind of flamboyantly like wave my arms and try to attract attention.
Take a shot.
Take a shot.
Okay, you can take cover too, but it's fine. Now, Gerbo. What do you do?
Nat one on that
Sure.
performance.
I mean, he's still gonna shoot you if he can, but
Yeah, good.
Is Seran still up? Was he still up?
He's still up, but he's invisible.
Can he still take a shot?
You don't know where he is.
I know. I'm like,
Can he still shoot? Seran! Okay, alright.
okay.
Mainly.
I'm also gonna make sure the pumpkin's not rolling down the hill.
He's fine.
Okay. And
He hit a rock. He hit a rock. He's wet.
are these considered
Yeah.
stormy conditions right now?
It's overcast.
Call lightning says you're outdoors in stormy conditions when you cast a spell, you get an extra 1d10.
I wouldn't say it's stormy.
Okay.
Per se.
Call lightning
Nice
allows
try,
me
Gerbo.
every turn to do the 3d10. Dex save a 16.
Okay. Is that gonna? What about the other people there?
Anyone
differentiate.
anything within 5 feet of the point I chose.
Captain and Bob.
I should be fine.
What are you doing to us?
You did take a
You
step back.
disengaged. I guess the captain's
So,
right there.
Captain's thing.
If you keep it up, then it's gonna hit them too.
Alright, I'll drop
I mean,
it. I mean,
What is the save? Is it a
Dex.
dex save?
16. What am I thinking? Captain's pretty dexterous. Alright.
So
I'll give it a shot.
Do it.
Even.
didn't even.
I drop it, odd I go. Even, I drop it.
Okay.
That changes plans.
He's stunned, but he won't do anything either.
Take a shot.
Yeah. So
So
Can you even
it's
see
with
it?
disadvantage,
I
but
can't do it.
you would have advantage because he's
I
stunned.
forgot about that.
So I guess it's a
Just
flat
normal.
roll, Luke.
It's normal.
It's
It's a flat roll.
Yeah.
He's stunned. He's stunned.
of me.
He's stunned.
Until the end of my next
That would be a 14 to hit.
Yeah.
14
and then
just barely doesn't hit.
That's the end of my turn.
That's my fault. Would you like to move forward?
he didn't kill.
Bob, you kill me.
No.
Okay.
It's the end of my turn.
So we're back at the top of the. You watch a crossbow bolt sail. It almost hits.
It just.
But Kovek, you're up.
10.
Alright, I'm going to run the rest of the way.
Okay.
Can I make it all
Yes,
the way
you
there?
can. With your movement, you can make it there, and you still have your action and a bonus action.
Okay, I'm gonna just
Luke miscalculated
scream,
as well.
get out of the way! I'm gonna
Oh.
jump up with both my axes and try to just like
Go for it.
slam down.
Go for it.
You say that.
This is with advantage. Both of these
It's
attacks
just
are with advantage.
This
Because he's stunned.
How about you?
Nice. Nice.
That's one of the.
He's basically stunned. This next turn.
Right. But I can't. Yeah, I
Okay,
can't do
so
anything.
nat 20, and then the other one was an 18.
Both
I
hit.
don't
They
have
both hit?
help possession.
Alright, so they're
Yeah,
both
Yeah, I don't.
You're
both the hits are gonna happen at the same time.
Yeah, and one of
You
them
had
is
more.
much better than the other, so double the damage on the nat 20.
40.
But not the modifier yet.
Okay,
47.
so that is a D8.
And then an extra 10 because of the rolls.
I'm like pumped up right now. Both 8s, so 8
times
15 plus 16 plus 7. No, 50 something.
23 points of damage.
What is 8 times 7?
It's more, wait, no, 15 plus 16 plus 7.
15 plus 16.
It's 56. So if I'm mad, we're talking.
Confuse me. 15.
What did you roll?
Oh, it's 31,
Plus 7,
38
Okay,
points
so
of damage.
38. You take both. You watch as Kovek comes running forward, just thud, 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 and just
screams,
jumps up in the air, and both axes come down. They both lodge themselves into the chest of Seran. No,
No, the other guy.
this other individual, and they both go sink in, and he's still up.
How bad does he look?
He looks very close.
Like very, very
Yes.
close?
Yes.
Alright, I also have a great axe on
You can action surge.
me. I can action surge.
You can just hit him again.
I guess I could just leave the. I wanted to like leave the axes in there. And
Sure,
just,
sure.
Like,
Make your
it.
attack at advantage.
Okay. So I'm leaving my axes in his neck, like right here. I'm gonna take at advantage, right? You said?
We want to see the book that Oliver made.
Oh yeah. I don't know where it is.
Out of styrofoam. He's an engineer,
A designer.
a designer. That's amazing.
It's made out of packing foam. Yeah, it's like super light. You can toss it around.
Wow.
That is so
It'll be
cool.
fine.
And what game are you playing now?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons
I
and
gotta
Dragons.
see John the Master Dragon, whoever you play.
Yeah, that's
It's an 18
pretty
to
much
hit.
it. And 18 hits, so roll damage.
All right.
It was with advantage.
I have no idea. what's
They even
going
have the dungeon music on.
We got it all.
Constitution, baby. I roll pretty high when I was rolling my health.
So I take off my back and smash it down his head.
How would you like to do this?
So it's 14 damage. So yeah, leave the axes in him, take it off my back, and just smash it down right on his
So
head.
with 2 axes lodged here, you with your leg you kick out both knees. They break. He falls to his knees, and you take the axe and just cleave him right. It goes almost all the way.
Nice.
Ooh.
He's dead.
He's got all 3 of my axes in
Is that
him.
your jump? You like jumped it?
I jumped, I hit both my axes into like right here, and then with an action surge, I took my great axe off my back and
Sick.
smashed it down.
Okay.
I'm lost.
Good turn.
I'm lost already.
So you have a dead Dragonborn in front of you, and no more enemies that you can see.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Got him!
I'm sorry, Captain. I miscalculated.
It's okay. I'm gonna remove all my axes from him.
Punch them out. Yeah.
Can I pick up his gun and take a look at it?
You can take a look. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say, but I'm pretty much almost out of spell slots for the day.
At this point, it's you can see the sun is about to set. It's probably like 6 or 7. You want to inspect the rifle?
Yeah.
So picking it up, you pick up this mat. It's about a 5.5 foot long rifle. You're able to wield it pretty well because you're a rather tall person yourself. You see there are intricate carvings all around it. It's made of a material that you're not familiar with. It is a slender design, a really beautiful killing weapon. You see, if you read Draconic, you might be able to get a few ideas of what this is.
Ooh, I do when I'm there. I can
Really?
read it, yeah.
Okay, so looking at the runes and stuff, you basically get the feeling the runes on the rifle basically are telling the story of the person who wielded it. So it seems that this person, this was what was crafted for him when he became an adult Dragonborn, and just stuff like that. Yeah. Is there anything? So what are you guys doing now?
Hey, Seran! Dodo, are you alright?
I am okay.
Where's Dodo? Dodo!
I cannot see myself.
Sorry.
I can see.
This makes a lot more sense. Right?
Dodo.
It does.
Okay.
You're looking for Dodo.
Yeah.
Dodo is on the back of Kovek. No, he's on your back.
Yeah.
You see, he's kind of just clinging to the back of.
What if I still had him on
just
my
kind of
back?
shaking.
Ah, we're doing alright. Kovek! Nice one! Can you get the pumpkin back up?
I give you the gun. You already had the gun. I'm rolling
that pumpkin.
I'll walk back to pick up the pumpkin.
So as you guys, are you doing anything else, or are we moving towards the settlement? And now that you're at the summit, you can see, looking down, it slopes downward. It's probably another like hour's walk, but you can see this settlement. Just as the sun is beginning to set, you see what looks to be lights and a little bit of activity in what looks like a ruined castle of some kind, a large fortress. You see like people have inhabited it. You see the wall is mostly broken down. It doesn't seem like a whole lot. It's a pretty modestly sized town. And then, but you notice there is the settlement that you see, and then beyond that there is a massive wall that is taller than it is wide, and you see lights twinkling all around it, and make out maybe faintly movement in the distance. But beyond that, as the wind is still really strong, you see swirling dust beyond that, and beyond that wall is just a horizon of nothing.
It's around. Should we expect anything more of that type for the rest of the way?
I cannot say. He came from me. I do not know. I don't know if he was specific. I don't know why he came, but it is. I do not think we should expect more. Usually, my people hunt alone. Though I do see that it seems a storm is coming, so it would be best if we moved with some pace. Now, we don't want to be caught in the dust.
Alright.
Let's get you out.
Captain, would it be logical to wait out the storm in the castle?
It would be logical.
That you perceive as Dunscathe.
Okay. Yeah,
We're close enough to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
And before we go, I'm just going to pop a healing word into
Just get it up to his mouth.
Sarah.
Man, I'm going like
So he gets
You
back.
throw a sodium cube.
He doesn't like it.
Magically floats.
He doesn't like it, but he
You want
eats
to take a half time?
And he gets back
Take a
7 hit points.
I need to pee at least.
Yeah.
7 hit
And I
points.
want to mention to the
Okay.
DM that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you
request
can
a
take
break.
Yeah.
Thank you,
This would
DM.
be a good spot for a break.
Appreciate that, DM.
You, looking at those flames, you notice that they're not. It's not fire. It's more of a radiant burning, and you see the storm coming in, dust swirling, and we'll take a break.
Aww.
Would I be able to use the right?
I never thought I'd use a sphere
How
like that.
big is this right?
It works. Taller. It's longer than you are tall.
That was a nice
no,
combo.
no,
The
it's-
sphere and the
It is
and the
almost
wall.
as
That was
tall
perfect.
if you
Yeah.
stood up.
That's what
It's
was
like
it?
this nasty
Yeah.
Situation.
So you could.
Are you proficient in it
I'd say that
in guns?
you're not proficient in a gun. So I mean, you could try.
Are
but it
any
would
of us
be-
proficient in guns?
No.
BD.
Yeah,
Just
big
BD.
dude was.
Big dude.
BD.
He's not dead.
Are we all at the summit?
But you can't really.
Alright.
It's like you don't have the ability to
It's just a short.
reload it and do all the stuff like that as fast as it basically would be like an action shoot,
Yeah.
and then an action reload.
That's alright. That's just
Wait,
cool
So
to
you
have.
ju-
Like,
so you could just have it be like a one and go
That'd be
during a
big
fight.
for me.
Dex, but it
It's
would
cool enough,
be,
like a
you would
musket
have
would be.
disadvantage every
Yeah.
time because
it's a musket.
you're not proficient with guns.
What? Do you have the stats on that, Jonah?
Yeah, you just.
It's like 1d. What?
Not for the gulag.
Marching in down the cliff, you have you are all still covered in a lot of blood and gore and guts.
Yeah.
Walking down, the sun has set
Limping.
as you approach the settlement. It is a very flat place here, incredibly salty. Your mouths are totally dry, and as you guys are walking, a purple and green aurora spread across the sky, casting down light. And getting closer, you see lights begin to come on as people go into their. A lot of the structures here are made of stone. It is in the ruins of an old settlement, part of an old castle. You see part of a wall down. You see a few guards patrolling, not a whole lot. And as you get closer, you see these lights up on
Poles.
the poles are bodies that are just burning.
Wow.
And like I said, Gerbo, you noticed that they were radiant flames. So you see kind of sequentially laid out these bodies burning, and no one seems to really be noticing. So it's nighttime, and a dust storm is coming in. You see people begin to batten down the hatches and stuff like that. So what are you guys doing? Are you guys heading towards that?
We're gonna look for the tavern, yeah.
The
Smoking
Smoking
Skull
Skull.
Tavern.
So
We have a pumpkin delivery. I didn't say pumpkin very well. Pumpkin.
I think you just said to delivery as well.
We got pumpkin to delivery. I'm tired.
The
from
sauce
running
is
that
getting
well.
to him. The
Walking
sauce is
forward,
getting to him.
you guys ask around. Seran and turns to you and says,
I'm going to bring Dodo to the city hall. I will thank you all for helping me. You saved my life. If you would like If you ever need anything, please come find me. My clan will help you. Thank you. You have made exile somewhat better today. Thank you.
Sure.
He picks up Dodo in his arms. Dodo's really out of it.
Yeah.
And they head off away into Dunscathe. The people around here you see are pretty dirty. They all seem like physical workers, or their work is physical. A lot of men mostly.
Where are the babes?
People you see are wearing a lot of cloth, a lot of protective gear, and as you guys are kind of walking your way through this really not so great place, you guys are eventually able to find your way to the Smoking Skull, which very much looks like, in some ways, a skull the way it is constructed. It seems almost like the top part of a skull in the ground. Made of stone, it looks pretty crappy, and so you guys have found your way here. Would you like to...
I'm gonna go inside.
Yeah.
Walk up and walk in.
You walk in. It's pretty lowly lit. You see a few people, a few patrons in here eating dinner. It's not empty, but it's not packed either. It's pretty warm in here. Feels welcoming. You're all still covered in blood and guts. And there's kind of a pause. There's a lull where everyone kind of looks up and just, looks at you.
Our motley crew.
Okay, and goes back to dinner.
Just a normal day.
Bartender, you see the bartender just kind of serving drinks, and there's open tables. You guys like to go up to the...
I'm gonna approach the bartender.
Right. So your captain goes up. You guys go up to the bartender. You see...
I'm gonna sit down and tell the captain to get me a cold one.
He'll get you a cold
Sick.
one.
Stone Cold Steve Kovek.
Luke, can you get me a tissue or a paper towel?
Captain, can you get me a paper towel?
Thank you, Luke.
You guys walk up to the bar, and the barkeep is pretty tall. You see he has fur all over him. This is a beer bowl, and he's kind of just looking around and goes,
Hey there, how can I help you? You all need... You're covered in...
Blood, yes. Not ours, for the most part, either.
How can I help you?
We do not admit to murder.
I'm gonna lean in on
His name is Captain Vermeer.
Okay, thank you. My name is Gob Jobber. Is there anything, would you like a drink, a little snacky? We have some rooms for the night. You said your name was what?
Captain Vermeer. Killingerden.
Now-
The salty suckers.
That's what I was doing. Y'all must be the salty suckers, or you're not.
That we are.
No problem at all. I was informed of your arrival. I was expecting you. Your rooms have been paid for. They're upstairs. If you like your meals, they're on the house. And if you like, I can make that call and get you guys over to where you need to go tonight, or you can wait for the morning. It's up to you, depending on your schedules.
Given our current condition, I think we best rest.
You certainly look beat up. That's for sure.
We certainly took a little bit of a tumble down Hurt Lane.
No problem at all.
I think we'll take those meals and
Hi,
head
robot.
promptly to bed.
Nothing has hurt me so far in my adventures.
Luke, there's no room to
Robot.
brag.
I'm invincible.
Robot.
There's no need to
Renee.
brag.
That's so fascinating. What is it? What do you do, little robot?
I don't have any thought processes of my own, therefore I cannot tell you what I
Which one of
do.
you are saying his words?
We're here.
What are you eating?
I'm sitting at the
You
table.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys go up and I'll make the arrangement and you can head over to Duncan in the morning, okay?
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem. Nice. Anyway, name's Gob Jobber.
Thanks, Gob.
Jobber.
Jobber, of course.
I've listed you down in my data registry.
That's funny.
Lute's known for his humor.
Well, he certainly is funny. You guys gonna go upstairs or what?
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to whatever.
I follow the captain.
I'm holding a notepad, writing down important notes.
Yeah, Alright, we go upstairs. We take a little rest.
I'm gonna see if either any of them can take the pumpkin while I stay and have a drink.
Yeah, sure, I got him. Wait, why don't we... I'll just sit down here with the pumpkin with you.
Alright. We'll stay and have a drink with the pumpkin.
I'm gonna rest up and heal up.
And I'm going to make sure that he rests fully,
Well,
and then
okay.
after he's up after 4 hours, I'll go to sleep.
Sure.
Just gonna watch over him.
Sure.
Yeah, I still want a full 8 hours.
Yeah, you get it.
Me too.
But I want to be
No, you
drunk.
can't get it.
I wanna get wasted.
I want to get him.
So I exit my trance and Lute's just standing.
Are you well rested? Oh, I'm
Quite.
sorry. I don't really have to talk that way about you, do I?
Quite well rested. You may now rest.
Thank you, Captain. Appreciate it.
Are you like pretending to be weird around the rest of us? But you talk normal in there?
He has his ways, man.
Pretty much.
Don't question the robot.
Hello.
Is this... Kovek, has this pumpkin been out the whole time?
Yeah.
Make an intelligence
You
check.
bumped him pretty good on the head there.
Can I hold my fingers up to his neck to see if the guy's still losing his eye?
Make a medicine check.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
8. Medicine is 14.
Medicine, his pulse is faint, but he's alive. And intelligence 8.
Yes.
Part of the day you forgot that he was a person and that you thought he was a pumpkin, but now you're kind of remembering.
It got me
no,
too.
that is a person, not a pumpkin.
Arick!
Push the pumpkin a little bit.
Arick.
Your hand goes in and like it just goes in like jelly like that.
Oh.
Like the fat.
Like the fat roll. And the fat roll, you just kind of like.
So there's not jelly.
No, it's not
I was wondering what kind of
It's like
disguise
it's in like one of his second chins or.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Can I slap him on the back of the head and see if he wakes up?
Slap him. He's not waking up.
No?
This might be a problem.
We'll think about it in the morning.
This one more drink and let's go to bed.
Yeah, let's get him up. Let's roll him up the stairs.
Alright, you guys are able to get him up the stairs.
I like Gerbo do the brunt of it though.
Anyone else doing anything else? Or
Yeah.
Is there any way that I could like before I like go to bed, I want to try and hone my perspective on the ship and kind of see if I feel anything, or like if
What
I
do you
could
mean?
like see if I feel as if there's any damage or something like that. Because usually,
yeah, make like an insight check. I
yeah.
guess.
Well, it's not boy. Don't you have a gem that gives you a soul?
It's not.
That's the
I know it's
rose.
not.
The rose, right? Yeah, you have that.
Yeah.
Yes,
It is
you,
weed.
you do have.
From who?
You keep
Not
telling
Marissa.
people. You don't
So,
figure yourself.
That's a 2.
You got nothing.
You're not really
I mean, you assume nothing's going wrong.
With thoughts of Jordan rolling through my mind,
Jordan,
chasing his tail. I'm gonna just lay down for the night.
All
Where do you
right.
think he got that costume from?
I made it.
I fashioned it from salt.
So yeah, as you guys are resting the night, you hear wind and like debris pounding against the buildings. You get the sense that they're made of stone for a reason.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The entire unit is skull shaped?
It's like the top of a skull. Yeah. I mean, it's not like
like dome,
it's not
domey.
It's not that. Yeah. It's not like they were like, let's make a skull.
Like a map,
Yeah,
Like
they're
a tourist trap?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
What are you looking for, Mig?
Kovek. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my.
It's a Kovek kind of night.
Uh-oh.
Wisdom.
It's not a great one, no.
You sleep soundly.
Which we're still blessed, or is that worn off?
It's worn off.
You sleep well. So in the morning, you guys all gather together downstairs.
It's licking my foot.
Doesn't this look like Roswell?
And Kovek, as you're kind of sitting there, it just the feeling of being watched like you were in that dream. It's not. It doesn't feel like that, as overwhelming and overbearing and on top of you. But it just feels. You feel a little weird.
Feel weird, we're downstairs now, you're saying? Can I look around and see if I see anything? Perception?
Yeah, sure.
What's that, 15?
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Anything weird. No one's really paying attention. There's only a few people down here at this
Is the
point.
pumpkin still?
Where's our pumpkin?
Did you bring it back downstairs?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
we
think
were
I'm
all
gonna
back
keep it
downstairs.
Yeah.
Is he
I
still
do-
out?
He seems to be awake, but he seems just like just
Can
like
I do a medicine evaluation to see
sure.
what his condition might be?
As you're doing that, I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm just gonna be like,
Assist you
he's
with it.
fine. He's okay.
Pretty good.
So would I have an advantage because you're assisting?
I'm gonna do it as well, actually.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, I have an unnatural 20 for the medicine evaluation.
He is dehydrated and beginning to starve.
Alright, that's pretty much what I assumed. Get this man a meal and
Yeah.
a large pitcher of water.
Can I sit him up in a chair? No,
Yeah,
there's
you
not really
kind
a
of
pumpkin.
prop him up.
By the way, Captain,
I sprint over to the barkeep.
get me a full pitcher of water and what do you have?
Well,
Wait,
we
wait,
can make eggs, and we can make some toast. We've got some nice butter.
Get me
Buttered eggs and toast?
some.
What's
Yeah.
an avocado?
Get me 5 slices of toast.
I actually had just
I
made them for
salivate.
someone else, so
Thank you. Do you have a giant pitcher of water?
I can probably.
Come on, hurry it up!
Just give me a minute.
He turns around and picks up a big bag of water.
Like a bag of water.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna try to,
Force feed it to the man.
Yeah.
If he doesn't
Yeah,
take
I'm
it.
gonna
Although
try
he
to
might take
feed-
it if he's hungry enough. Stick
I'm
it under his
gonna
nose.
grab a piece of toast and go, "Oh, pumpkin, come on, and tap it against his like lips on his tongue.
He goes to bite it,
Yeah, he starts
and then he kind of like leans forward and just kind of like almost like a bobo
I'm
doll.
gonna kind of keep him up
yeah,
straight.
and I will just
You feed him
and
for
let him
expediency's
drink.
sake. You're able to feed him water.
As
Pumpkin.
Arick is eating, I want to kind of go over to the side of him, and I want to whisper in his ear. So, what is it like to eat? What does it taste like?
Joy.
Kind of like sexual almost. I've never experienced joy.
Take a bite of the toast, robot.
That's 11. I don't know. I don't re-roll this.
Did you
What are you trying to do?
try to enjoy his toast?
I don't think I will today. Not today. I step back and I just kind of
More for me.
I'm still feeding him as he's.
Would you say that Arick maybe lost one of his chins or two due to not eating?
Wow. Still
For
there,
one
but they're
day.
not looking good.
Oh man.
Looking narrower. So
Not the Arick I know.
As you guys are sitting there, and not a whole lot of other people around, you do see some bookish-looking fellow over in the corner, just kind of hunched over some books and notes. It looks like he didn't sleep, but other than that, is nothing else really catches your eye. And as you guys are sitting there, the door opens and a rather stately-looking fellow walks in. He has on nicer clothing, still clothing that is fit for a settlement like this. And he walks over and says, he's a human, and he says, excuse me, the name's Duran Soft, and I work for Mr. Duncan Haight, and I believe you are the Salty Suckers.
Well, that's right.
I would appreciate it if you came with me to meet Mr. Duncan, and you brought, do you have the individual?
Yes, he's in
I pick up his arm and hand it to him. Wait, Arick.
Why is he so orange?
We disguised him as a pumpkin to get him this far.
It's not a good disguise.
Well, no one's asked any questions.
No one was going to ask any questions anyway.
Well, we didn't want him squirming and.
So you painted him orange.
You ever see a pumpkin squirm?
No, Reese's not a pumpkin.
Right. What do you want to get to, though? What are you getting with this?
So, we're going to go talk to Duncan, and he's going to pay you. So, if you would come with me, we'll go to the Cinder Dome, and we'll get it going. Okay? Thank you. Right, come with me. He opens the door, and it is very incredibly bright, but you don't necessarily see the sun. It's almost like overcast, like a white light. It is once again dry, barren. You see a few people around, and you see at this. It's pretty close to dawn. You see streams of miners heading into the foothills where you guys came from. You see. General hubbub around. People are pretty quiet. They stick to their own business. You guys head with Duran Soft over to the what he described as the Cinder Dome, and you see a large building that is kind of dome-like. And you see smoke rising from it. It looks like it's a rather larger building, so you get the feeling that this is less a residence and more just like a manor or estate of some kind. There are some guards around, more than you've seen before, and they're not wearing the uniform of other guards. They seem more, they're wearing more of a black and brown color pattern, but yeah, so you guys head over, and your guide says, this is Duncan's place of business, so if you wouldn't mind, let's go in, and we'll go talk to him. You can deliver your pumpkin. Okay.
Alright.
Does the black and brown clothing in any way resemble the black and brown clothing of the Dragonborn that we just dealt with? No. Okay, unrelated.
Mm-hmm. So you guys head inside. It's warm in here. There's mostly stone. There's some fires going. You guys are taken into an antechamber and directed up, and you guys climb 3 flights of stairs and find yourself at a long hallway and a large door. Mr. Soft says, I will leave you here to do your business with Duncan, so please, and if you need anything, I'll be out here. Okay.
You guys are so kind around here.
We are.
Really nice.
Very polite. We are kind to the people who help us. Thank you.
Sure. I'm gonna walk towards the large door.
Real quick, did we have a pumpkin walking because he was a little bit conscious, or am I still carrying him?
Pumpkin, start walking.
So have you been carrying him the whole time?
I guess
I'm tired of carrying him.
Let's say he's still a little bit out, but
I think he can walk at this point.
At this point, he'll walk.
He had breakfast and water.
Should we take
He
a
starts
moment
to
convert
just
him
kind
to
of
being a
waddle
pumpkin,
forward.
or-
We don't need that.
No, he's alright.
No, I think we should remove the pumpkin disguise.
What am I doing here?
You're a pumpkin from now on.
Hold still, you.
I will disassemble the disguise and.
Just wipe off paint.
You spit on both hands and begin
I'm
to
gonna
get
help
red
her.
orange paint.
I
as you're walking.
actually packed his clothes so he can
You
go
took
to
them
Oh,
off?
she was naked the whole time.
Did you
No.
take them off?
That's when I disguised him.
That's so much better of an image.
So, you guys
Naked man.
Naked painted orange.
You mostly de-pumpkin Arick and lead him to the door. You open it up, and you're met with a really simple room, a wooden desk. It looks very nice, but aside from that, it looks older, and you see behind it, sitting down, you see what looks to be a middle-aged man with very salt and pepper beard. He's very thin, and you see he's writing with one hand. The other you see is metallic. It looks like a fake hand. And he's writing and looks up and says, "Oh, well, hi.
Good morning.
Do you have my my man?"
Right here.
Wonderful. Arick, come on in. And you see Arick go, "Where the fuck am I?" And you see Duncan kind of sit back and say, "Thank you very much for bringing me Belmont. I appreciate it very muchly, and thank you all. I'm sure you're probably wanting to get paid, and that will be done. Is there anything I should know about what went down, what was going on when you met him? Because I would be interested in what business he was attempting to conduct at the moment of his capture."
He was, when we found him, engaged in some kind of business with an elven woman and a dragonborn.
Got any information on that? That doesn't mean much
They
to
seem
me.
to be setting up or arranging to set up some kind of a business in Valinor.
Alright.
The letter.
They seem to have been hired by an individual known as
With the pattern
the Pallid Mask.
Pallid Mask?
Yes, does that mean anything to you?
Not that I know of.
Roll insight on that.
Yeah, sure.
You try.
It's 5.
You're not really sure, one way or another. You're so he kind of sits back and goes, "Well, I ain't never heard of that. Okay, anything else?"
I mean, he was in the company of a whole ship crew of automatons.
Right. Yep. Okay.
What
Aside
else?
from that,
Come on,
seems like nothing significant. So I'll just thank you for your services and pay you.
Do you know who Talarotel is?
Tell that
doesn't mean much to me.
In Rotel.
Doesn't mean much to me. No.
Oh, alright.
Was this individual?
Well, she was accompanying him, yes. She was a representative of the Pallid Mask.
So what happened to her? Did she?
Oh.
She's currently in our custody.
Okay. Well, my interest is really in Belmont. I have heard things about him that my organization's very interested in. We're gonna probably torture the shit out of him to get some information about that, and then I mean, if you'd like me to take a hand at this elven woman, I'd be happy to do that. Don't get much activity out here, and I guess that's why they sent Belmont to me. But yeah, I'm not really sure. But
Let's see what else would they do.
Can bards switch spells like out after a long rest, or?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, just check.
Yeah, they're prepared. I'm pretty sure.
Walk the plank.
Yeah, alright.
What are you two talking about?
Oh.
We're just.
You
we're
were
just-
all in the one room.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're having a brief aside. He had some questions about.
You weren't
our
supposed to hear it.
organization On the
You
ship.
were talking in my face.
We were discussing. we were discussing the fate of the elf.
Alright, well, like I said, I'm not sure what that is. I can have some people look into it, I will mention it. But other than that...
Well, you know, I do suppose, are there any more knowledgeable people under your staff that would know something about...
probably not here. I'm really not sure what that
What do
is.
you guys?
Pal
What
Bass.
do you guys do exactly around here?
I run a mining company.
I was thinking about switching to
Is that
sending to talk to BD to bring
tortures people?
No, I don't
Or
worry about it. We'll keep her.
interrogation?
Oh well, Bob, we don't want to inquire too much.
If you'd like to know more, that could be arranged, but I appreciate what you've done for me. I do have more work if you need it, but until you do that, I'm not really comfortable explaining more of my motives than the fact that I run.
Can I try to persuade him?
You can, yeah, what are you going to say?
I don't even know.
You gonna give it a minute?
I want to know more.
Well,
You can come around.
Mr. Hayter, seems a lot of business with what is it, Dragonborns around here.
Yeah, there. A couple weeks ago, one of the Dragonborn clans from Dolgareg was came here. They were exiled for one reason or another, and the government allowed them to stay here. They provide protective services because our military stretched pretty thin, but they generally stay here. They stick to themselves. Most people don't like them, but most people are pretty scared of them, so they don't really fuck with them. But yeah, that's pretty much the general situation with them. Why? Just curious.
Briefly encountered one, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're all part of a clan. Barrick, their leader is Joe. You could talk to him if you're interested, but Captain, you mentioned you might be you want to know more about work.
Yeah, I'd like to know what kind of job you need done.
Well, first off, I'll pay you for the old one, okay? So here, there is a big old chest right under my desk. Let me just reach down and get it. Ooh, it's heavy. He pulls out a big chest, puts it there. Your money paid in full. Thank you for your services. Our business relationship can conclude here, but if you'd like it to continue, can you hold on to the money for us?
Yep. I grab it and I just kind of shove it inside, and then just close the latch.
You can fit anything.
That's pretty neat.
It
What
is-
else you got in there?
You don't want to know.
None of your business.
That's true. Anyway,
Trust me.
continuing our business relationship, if you're interested.
Yeah, what kind of a job do you need done?
I've got a mine out in the salt flats. It was a bit of a venture that was precarious, but has turned out to be lucrative. However, it has gone silent a few weeks ago, and I don't have the resources, and neither does the town, to investigate what's going on, but I'm very interested in getting that reopened, or at least figuring out what went wrong. If you're interested, I would be happy to pay you, and seeing how much money you just got, instead of offering you money, I could offer you certain items that people of your sort I'd be interested in. But and on top of that, more valuable than that, I would allow you to become informally acquainted with the organization that I represent, which may offer you far more lucrative opportunities than this one. But if you're interested, I can give you more information. I don't care either way.
I don't like to make any
I don't know
decisions.
how long you're in town.
I don't like to make any decisions without consulting my crew, so if you would excuse us for a moment, we'll step out and discuss.
Just huddle.
Quick,
I got
quick
these two.
question.
Oh.
Is there an arcanist in town?
If you would be interested, yes, there's a scholar in town. He was sent from the colleges down in Gwynedd to assist. There's been some weird shit going on. Said that he can be helpful. So I would definitely urge you to speak with him if you'd like to. Our problems may converge, but yes, there is.
And it's from where?
In Gwynedd. Gwynedd.
Well, all right. Huddle up, everyone.
No, I won't listen.
Thank you.
Yep, you got it.
I keep doing a southern accent.
Alright, crew. Thumbs up if you like. Thumbs down if you disagree. 1, 2, 3.
I need the arcanist.
I'm always
You need
down for
nothing
more
but
jobs.
salt.
We need work. We need money.
That's right.
You don't know me.
Is it just me or does he seem a little on the shadier side?
You were in
This is
a
how we
barrel
do.
for 2 days.
I just.
A little more
Excuse
shady
us for a
than
second. I
us.
pull you aside. You realize we're pirates, right?
He
You realize
seems
what we are.
shadier than us.
Well,
It's true,
just-
there's a lot of
I
shades.
just told Gerbo as soon as we're done interrogating the elf, she's walking the plank. If that upsets you,
Oh no, that's perfectly fine.
As soon as we go in there, she's
I
all
have
over
no
the back.
problem bringing it to the underworld.
I'm just more concerned with him screwing us over.
It could happen, but he's kept his word so far.
Oh my gosh.
There.
Our only alliances are to our captain and the ship.
Well,
Anything else, or you can die.
Part of the ship.
anything else, or you can die.
Pirate ship, pirate
Alright.
crew.
In this line of work, anyone will stab you in the back, so obviously we gotta watch ourselves, but we're not gonna find him.
You watch as
You
Luke
can
just
die.
kind of takes the thing and goes like this.
Alright,
Alright.
back to our huddle. So
Alright.
we're in, we're good?
Woo! Hey,
I'm gonna take these out in 3 seconds. Make sure that you conclude your business then.
1,
3,
2,
1,
3,
2,
2,
All right.
1.
we're good.
What?
We'll take the job.
That makes me very happy. So, if, like I said, know you got a lot of money. I'm assuming you're pirates. You look like pirates, so I figure you probably have a lot of
I'm a
booty and
robot.
plunder, right? Yeah, but you look like a pirate robot.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Off of the tallest pipe organ should be like a little tiny dog.
Oh, what? Like
A little flag, a little
Oh.
Stop at the top.
I'll get that done.
That
Yeah.
would be hilarious.
Duncan says, like I said, I can offer you items if that's more interesting, or money. Either way, if you do this for me, I'd be very grateful, and I would also allow you to meet with people that I'm involved with, which may be to your boon or not. Would you like to see some of the items I've got?
Yes.
Yes.
Are those under the desk too?
He rings a bell, and in a little bit, a servant comes in with a few boxes, sets them down, and the servant leaves again. And Duncan says, now, he takes the lid off one. Now, what I got here is this is a shield. Should help. It allows you to perceive a little bit better. And aside from that, I've also got and he pulls out a scimitar that looks thinner than a normal scimitar, but it kind of gleams a little bit. This scimitar is I see you've got a few. You're interested in this
A little bit,
This
yeah.
little boy's funny. How old are you? 7 or 8?
He's 9.
Okay, that's not
He
bad.
gets nervous.
This scimitar is it
Don't strip him with water.
is enchanted, and it will allow you to swing a little bit faster than you usually would.
And I swing pretty fast.
Sure that. And then I also see that you got a bit of a utilitarian on you, so you might be interested in this here rope. This will essentially, you can speak a magic word of your choosing. You can choose the word yourself, and it will uncoil itself. It will travel. It will latch on. It will essentially act as you can command this rope to do things that otherwise might be a little bit more difficult to do yourself.
An unthinking friend such as myself.
Yeah, that's right, robot. Wow. Okay. I also know that you're pirates. I've got a ring that'll let you walk on water.
like
I've got
that.
some armor that'll let you breathe water. So
Oh
and
shit.
swim real fast.
Well, those are
So
the 2 good closers.
I don't need that.
think about this. You can take 2 of them if you get this done for me. I don't care which. Okay.
Only 2.
Yep. Make a persuasion check.
Is it because I look like a little boy?
At disadvantage.
Wait, so he said he's offering us 2 items?
Yeah.
Oh, at disadvantage, I just credit.
I'm gonna do a persuasion.
This is more of a.
Can I toot? Oh, I was gonna give you inspiration, whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Give inspiration. Right. Only 2.
However, like I said, you do this. Depends how well you do. Maybe I'll give you another one. But I will allow you to make contact with my organization.
Can I talk to the Arcanist or Enchanter?
Well, on that note, we're not sure. Like I said, I don't know what happened to these miners. Nobody came back, so I'm assuming they're all dead and gone. But I did get a letter that was sent by carrier pigeon. You're welcome to read it. And he takes a really kind of like old, crappy piece of paper and hands it to you. And reading it, it says in really hectic writing, "Come with fire. It watches and it whispers." That's all we got. I have no idea what it means. Like I said, if you'd like, you could speak with the scholar in town. He may have some idea about what's going on. There's been some weird stuff going on recently in town. People going mad, running out into the salt.
Ooh.
Bodies have been found, not killed by anything, but just exhaustion. They passed out and they died. Yeah.
What is the deal with the strange torches you guys use here?
That would be the new priest in town. Church certainly likes to use immolation as a final torture, but those are followers of they're heretics. They were followers of some guy that preached some bullshit, but he eventually preached straight up the wrong thing, and the priest made his move, and he got out of town, and some of his followers are still here, and they're being systematically drawn out and burned. So this has been happening pretty much every night for the past few days. So nothing out of the ordinary for the church, but
What did he say?
well, he preached that death was not the end, and that is not so hot with the church. So if you want to speak with Priest Halifax, he's over by the he and his followers are by the statue of the God of War. Is over in the center of town. You're happy to talk to him if you'd like to. But I don't think they got anything to do with what's going on, but...
I think you would explain my existence as sentient robot.
I don't care. Can I just roll insight to get a feel for how he feels about the church that, as he mentions them?
Yeah, sure.
This priest.
How does that make you?
This dude.
This dude.
You get the sense that that he's mostly ambivalent about it. Like he's not necessarily. He definitely doesn't think that anything said or done in a religious regard is really important or real. But at the same time, it's not like he hasn't. He's pretty much in the middle, but just kind of thinks it's bull.
So the guy that was preaching was saying that there was nothing after?
That there was.
Or that
death
there
is
was.
Not, death is not the end.
And the official church thinks different, I guess.
Death is the end.
What's the point of a church
Cool.
then?
Religion.
A community center, really.
They play basketball.
And they burn corpses.
You don't like basketball? You're dead.
But yeah, so follow up on this. Like I said, if you're going out into the mine, you might talk to the scholar. His name's Ben Poole. But
He's a total tool.
you guys can head out into the salt. It's been raining a lot more for some reason. That's another thing's been odd. And as a result, water's been accumulating out in the salt. So we got some skiffs that you can take out. It's windy. You'll be able to. You guys are sailors, you should know your way around it, but we'll give you some skiffs if you want to head out. Mine's probably a couple dozen miles out. If you need anything else, please let me know.
Is there a general store in town where I can get supplies
Sure.
for traveling? And how far of a travel is it to the mine?
Probably take you about half a day, a little bit less.
And the Arcanist?
I believe he's staying in tavern. Maybe the Smoking Skull.
Okay. Alright, thank you very much. We'll be
No problem.
back with information.
Of course.
Ader.
And if you want to know anything that I get out of Belmont after I torture the shit out of him, please let me know.
Yeah, we'd love it.
Great.
Looking forward to that.
All right.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
Alright, bye.
After we get into the hall, Lou, when you get a chance, I want you to just count how much gold we've been paid.
I can look through it.
Excellent. Do that.
But do you?
I believe it was around, I don't know, like, I think it was 500 per person.
Okay,
So
I'll double check it
Know if
later.
it was like 500.
That's so
for the whole
different.
party
Something
or
like
what.
2,000, I'm not sure.
Waterdeep.
But you guys really haven't gotten
So,
permission yet.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
was I gonna say?
If I look at my gold right now, I have 1,050
Bob.
gold.
I have
I
5 pieces.
Lost
Gone.
a piece of paper
Bob.
with my money and
You can make a perception check for me.
but I don't think I have very much.
I'm just gonna go ahead and dole out the cash between everybody so everybody has their
19.
share.
Sure.
So what is it for?
It's
As you're
500
walking out of this estate, you're kind of keeping a lookout. You kind of feeling a little weird about the shadiness going on. You're familiar with this kind of shadiness, being that you are a thief. But you notice on the chest that you were given, as Luke doles out the money, you see in very, very, very faintly on the chest, you see in Thieves' Cant the word umber on the side of the chest in the middle, and you have make a history check.
History.
That's my worst.
You're not sure what it means, but you see you barely perceive the word written in Thieves' Cant.
Okay, can I ask Luke to do a history check on that?
So you pointed out to Loot.
Sure.
You tell me like what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
On my two, just give myself some bardic inspiration, and I'm gonna roll a history check.
Toot.
Let me get my D8.
Toot and investigate.
He's the one with the strongest history. Or, like,
Probably.
intelligence.
Probably.
That would be a 15.
15.
Nope.
Thinking about it, you're
It's
not
nice word.
really sure. You get the feeling that it's. You're not really sure what it
Location
signifies.
or
It just doesn't really ping anything for you. You get the sense that it might have something to do with the organization that's been talked about, but not really anything aside from
it's probably something like that. Don't worry about it. It's just funny.
Right, crew. Before.
Well, I'm sorry. What?
What'd she say?
We're the captain of ship or you die. That's it.
It's not my fault
There's-
you're useless.
Hey, now.
Our loot.
He did get us through that canyon with the
I
march.
just
man.
hand her.
That's
I hand Bob the money, and then I kind of I go and start making my way to the tavern to try and find this Arcanist.
that. Looking pretty sad.
Yeah, as sad as a robot with no facial expressions can look.
Gerbo, did you get anything from the store?
Probably, but before we split everyone, remember there's a couple things. There's the scholar, Ben Poole. Seems like he'd be a pretty cool guy. That name. Gotta talk to him.
There's two.
Cool.
And the note. And someone said,
I was wondering why you're like, sounds like you said.
Ben said tool. First man speaking. We come with fire. So keep that in mind if we're going down into these salt pits.
I have not handled, and I keep walking.
Okay.
That's pretty down
First do what? Split!
I'm gonna go to the
Where's
general
everyone
store.
going?
I want to go to the store.
Alright,
Luke,
so
make sure
you two are going to the store. What do you three
take
doing?
notes on what this scholar
I
said.
guess let's see what's at the store.
If
Alright.
we finish the story, we'll come in.
You punching my calf.
Come on, buddy.
No. Actually, no.
And Luke, I would recommend using a regular voice.
So the three of you are going to the general store. You guys show up at
Put on your
a
best
place. You guys walk your way through the town and find a sign that says general store. Walking in, it is a general store. They have typical general wares and such like that. And you see the proprietor. He turns to you and says, "Hey guys, welcome to the shop. New to town? What's
Ah,
going
you
on?"
guys are so calm here. Well,
I just run this shop.
Captain, what were you looking for? I
I'm
mean,
busy right now. Can you guys hurry up?
yeah, wait, sorry, yeah, we'll hurry
I
up.
want to look around. Is there anyone else in the store?
No.
It's kind of busy. We should probably.
Alright, are you guys like wanting
I'm
something?
interested in goggles.
Okay. Let's see what I got. He pulls out a pair of goggles. Probably like 5 copper, probably, like nothing
I
really.
give them the money. I'll take the
Gold
goggles.
piece. I can't do change for this.
I'll buy some more stuff.
Alright.
More goggles.
I'll buy enough goggles for everyone.
The whole crew in
Alright, well, it's
You look so sweet.
Yeah,
Alright.
you have torches? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got a lot of torches. You
Yeah,
want like a stick?
A lot of torches.
You want sticks, or do you want me to give you like? Yeah. That's 1 copper.
We will take one gold sword.
I'll buy it like 10 of those.
I'm
And
going
that'll
to
be 1
pretend
silver,
I told the
so
captain
I
to
still don't
get
have.
me a
Well, I
bucket
guess
of pitch.
I can give you change. Well, no. So how many?
So we're gonna take
In a
10.
bucket, in a bucket of
10.
pitch.
Okay.
That's
That's
what Bob
about
wanted.
1
Yeah.
silver.
Okay. Yeah.
Just give us a
About.
silver
And,
change.
and
yeah.
Bob wanted a bucket of pitch.
Yeah, I can find you a bucket of pitch.
What the fuck?
That'll be probably like
It's hard.
Oh, right.
5 copper or so.
Let's see what.
Sticky.
Are you guys from around here? What are you?
Does he
pirates?
have the conventional general store stuff?
Yes.
Can I glance through the general store?
Yeah, he's got everything there.
Yes.
Alright, just give me a second.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna browse the shop.
Kovek, make a roll a d100.
70.
You find a small packet filled with pink dust.
So I know what it is at all.
No,
I just find it on the shelves.
that's 10 gold.
What is it?
What'd you
It's,
find?
That's magical dust.
What does it do?
I'm not sure it's magic, and I'm not a magical person.
Get it. Get
It's 10 gold.
Wait a minute. No idea what it's going
I
to
didn't know I had that.
Alright.
I'm gonna stare at him. Kind of insight.
It's just like pink dye.
19.
It's
He thinks it's magical?
It's not worth 10 gold. It seems like that's something that you found on the ground, and he's applying a price to it.
Is there anything else very interesting in the shop right near me?
Roll a d100.
Oh.
90. That's a big number.
You see an ancient arrow of elven design.
1 arrow?
Yes.
Is that this one?
I want to buy 2
Yeah.
grappling hooks.
And then you do like 2 of them.
I want to see something more interesting. Usable.
So you do D100 as both.
I want to look around one more time, see if anything near 20. I keep rolling 0.
A 20 and then roll a d10.
Do you know? No, I keep doing that. Like I roll
Oh.
27. Let's
Should
just
really get
27.
a full set.
A shard of obsidian that always feels warm to the touch.
You should buy caltrops.
I don't need this crap.
I'm not there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait outside.
And I'm gonna pick up a healer's kit.
Sure.
Small tortilla.
Buy the magic bag for 10 gold, please.
Price went up to 15 a moment ago.
Really? Damn. Oh, here you go.
Nice.
Nice. This
Alright,
guy's leaving
he
nice.
puts the money in his hands. He says, "Yeah, it's gonna be a really good pink magic dust for you."
Damn. If only I was a minute earlier, but inflation is a bitch.
It's a shame that it is.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, on my way to. Oh, you go.
And sorry, and lastly, just I'm gonna buy 100 feet worth of regular rope.
Sure.
Do we have magic?
On my way
No, not
to
yet.
the
That's one of the
Arcanist, I'm go. Is there any sort of horses for sale?
You see a few horses. Not. There is a horse
It's
merchant.
horse,
You could buy them if you'd like to. Yeah,
That's
there are
water.
horses for
There are
sale.
horses. I'll try and get. So like 2 people could ride on one, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
but you were also told that you would be provided skiffs to go across.
Oh, okay.
the
All right. Yeah. Then
Transport.
You silly robot. We don't need horses.
Good thought, though.
I
needed them.
I just transfer my mind. I'm like, I don't know. Like I should.
Calculating all possibilities.
So you're going to the scholar.
I'm gonna go and see the scholar. So I go to the tavern.
Yeah. So going back to the tavern, you see the.
I'm gonna come with.
We're like
Get to
this
the
is
tavern.
simultaneous.
Gerbo comes running up to you.
Sorry.
With a little baggie of.
Look what I gotta do. Oh.
Sorry. Yes, it's alright.
So walking in, you see the scholar again. He's kind of in the corner, still just books spread out, a lot of notes, a lot of writing. He's got a like wispy blonde hair. He seems pretty young, pretty frail looking. And
What type of race? What race?
He's human.
Human?
Yeah.
I walk on over, kind of robotic like, and I look down, and I say, "Hello, gifted magical one.
Hello.
My name is Lute. May I sit with you?"
Yeah. Sure, of course. Yeah. Please, sit down.
And I sit down, and
What is your nature?
I
You seem
do
to be-
not know. That is why I heard you were here, so I can understand. And
Well-
to be perfectly frank, I really don't understand most of it. It's really quite daunting, and this whole experience of everything that I've been going through for these last couple days, and emotions and dealing with them, it's just been.
Okay.
So,
Remembered your deal.
I am not entirely sure what's your deal. You seem to be emotionally distraught, and I can't really help you with that. That's not really my specialty. If you were to go down, I'm sure many of my colleagues could help you. They're wonderful psychologists, Gwynedd. But I'm not really sure. I haven't really encountered.
Is there a name for the tree that the ship was made out of? Okay.
Make up a name.
Yes.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Have you ever heard of the birthright tree?
Perfect.
No, never. I've never heard of it. No.
He was carved from the tree, right? I don't know.
Oh, he's
Right,
drinking something.
That's good. I'm kind of on a little bit of a journey here. I was just hoping that you could really kind of flesh out some
He's
details.
gesticulating. That's
Really?
new.
Well,
And I'm kind of just like leaning, like.
my specialty is more. I have studied folklore, which is why I've been sent out here. I have studied monsters of the old world. I've been sent here for that reason. I have reason to believe something like that is going on. So my specialty is not really in whatever it is that you are or are not. You're fascinating to me, but I don't think I would be able to help you as much as someone else.
You're clearly a scholar, correct? So, if I help you, you can help connect me to people who.
Of course, I would be happy to give you. I would be happy to give you names if you were interested. There are a number of colleges in Gwynedd that I'm sure someone would be able to help you in some way. I certainly can't, but I'd be happy to direct you.
What are you looking for?
Well, I have. My research is very specific and not very well respected by my scholarly community, but I have in my life immersed myself in folklore, studying monsters that have, from ages past, not really threats anymore, but I find it fascinating that I have reason to believe that monsters of the old world there's been a restructuring of something, and something seems off, and I believe that Dunscathe, where we are now, may be the epicenter or near it, but something is wrong, and I don't know, but
this town, we were told there were people driven mad and running into the dust.
That's the reason that I was sent for specifically. It sounds like something that I have read about in my past, and I have been here doing some research into what this could be. Essentially what's been happening is there's always been people who've gone mad out here. Being so near the salt, it erodes the mind, but some... yours. But some, recently there's been something else. In the night, it has been raining. When it rains, it makes no sense why it would rain out here. It's been dry for years. But when the rain comes, some go mad. And they are overcome with this just need to run in any way, get away out into the salt flat. And we don't know where they're going. We don't know why they go, but they cannot be stopped. And the bodies are mostly found by ranging parties, just collapsed, dead.
Would you advise during rainfall that we stay indoors then?
Well, I'm not sure whether the rain is the cause or if it's even related, but something's off here, and I have a guess as to why.
If you don't mind me asking, do you... I try to speak in a little bit of a hushed tone. Do you think there's a possibility of the church being involved with any of this?
I'm not...
Or anything
It's
having
possible.
to do with the mine?
It's entirely possible. The mine is certainly, I think, more related to what I am here for than the church.
We're gonna get there, yeah.
You've heard about Duncan's mine?
Yes.
We have been hired to do some things around here.
Okay, well, I would be... that is really the focus of my research here. I believe that is very relevant. I would be very interested to know what's going on there.
I see there's a lot of crossed lines here. I'm interested on things going on with me and what's going on.
Again. Sorry about this. Go on with your bullshit.
And you're interested on what's going on with this town. I suppose we could possibly help each other.
That'd be fine. I would be very happy with that.
I will be right back to see if this is alright with my captain. As much as I want to do this, I have to ask permission.
Need it. Here's another thing. Are you done?
Yes.
One more thing. Strange dreams. We had a crew member on the way over here. I was having strange dreams of a large figure. He felt a presence, as if it were looking for him, coming after him. Now, I'm no scholar, but my spiritual gut feeling is that was more than just a dream. Just kind of get the vibe from this place. It's what? It sounded like a good line. I couldn't hear it though.
Are you there with them?
No, I'm in the church.
I sprinted to you.
Ben kind of sits back for a second and says,
Oh, fuck. Right.
In the blood, in the monster.
I don't mention that.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well,
I mean, that seems rather connected to what you're studying.
if that was the setting of the dream, then that would certainly seem to describe where we are now.
Ooh.
Now, I would say that it may be a coincidence, but I don't necessarily think that it would be in this case. I think it may be related, and you should certainly.
I mean, this Kovek, he's no dreamer. You know, he likes to hit shit, and
He's a
he's quite
realistic
good at it.
man.
Yeah.
Sets realistic goals.
I mean, well, if his realistic goal is to hit a man with 2 axes and then hit him with his 3rd axe to kill him, yes, he does meet his goals.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, that was
no,
kind of
it's too much.
But regardless about this mission,
I would be careful with your friend. I don't know. I'm not sure what. He may be more susceptible to something here. Maybe there is something in his mind. I'm not really sure.
Right.
If you're not from around here, then I don't know what that would be. Maybe related. I'm not sure.
Yes, and I'm sorry, but we've been rude. What is your name?
oh, what? I thought he asked you.
Okay. Ben.
Oh, but fuck! Yes, they told us. It was Ben Poole. We knew
got
the
a
name. They
tag.
told us.
They gave me a name tag
Oh.
when I came to town.
Sorry, I
In case
can't-
anyone had to ask me a question.
Yeah, no.
I'm busy. I can't always,
Sorry, I can't read. So, but
Really.
is there anything? Is there anything?
What? How old are you?
I'm 8 years old.
You'll probably learn more when you get older.
Thank you. I think I'm a bright boy. Is there anything?
A lot of potential.
In particular, you think there's some bullet points you think we should take with us on the way to this to salt mines?
Or anything you're specifically looking for?
If I had to get,
That's 2 questions. But give us the first one. Go to the second.
if I had to guess, I think this monster might be. It's something that is. It's something that stalks. It is a.
A creeper.
It is intelligent. If I were to put a name to what this may be, I do not know, but it may be a bais.
A base.
It is something that seems to fit the facts here. I would be very careful if that is what it is.
Do you know of any common hunter tactics against these bases?
They themselves are hunters.
Well, I mean to say, counter hunting how to counter them. I suppose. Any techniques that have been learned?
We heard fire.
I believe
Well,
that fire would help. I believe that if you're going to if you're walking into its lair, that may be a very difficult thing to encounter, but definitely fire should help.
Right.
Though, keep in mind it is as able physically as it is mentally.
We should bolster ourselves.
Bolster your minds.
Really get the. Yeah. Okay.
Be very careful.
I think we have what we need. Well, thanks, Ben.
Would you like anything if we come out alive out of there?
You can bring me a piece of it, that would be nice, just so I can say that I got something. But anyway, Boot and Garbo, thank you so much
Sure.
for helping. I'm gonna
Thanks, Tool.
before I get back to research.
Loot.
What about it?
That's my name. Loot.
Loot. That's right.
All right. See you later, Ben Poop.
Time to assimilate.
I love that in that whole interaction, he's clearly willing to help us and just give us information, and you decide to make it about a deal where, like, in exchange for the information, you're gonna help him out.
I'm desperate.
It's part of his game.
You know, we just like needlessly complicating it. It's like, here, have this information. You're like, no, I'll trade you for it.
You said a Baish was the name of the monster?
Size.
Baish. Wow, I got that completely wrong. Okay. Baish.
As you guys are running, as you guys are walking out, Ben comes running after and says,
I actually, just so you know, I have done some sketches on what I believe a bais would look like, and he hands you a paper, and I will text you the picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you text it to Andrew?
Why?
Because mine's on. I can't use my phone right now.
I'll text the group.
No, I have it, so I have to show everybody. That's how it works. I'm wearing character. You're gonna break my immersion.
You guys get a text.
No. I've got a text. Hold on.
No. Oh, my robot ding dong is dinging.
It's ding along ding dinging.
So, Bob, you are looking for the church, correct?
Yes.
Bob. Oh, I can see it ugly.
Okay. So,
Love you, man.
you make your way, asking around, and you find your way to the center of town. You find there a massive bronze statue, about 50 feet tall, of the god of war, who you would know is Garon here. He's what you would assume to be the patron of this settlement. And you see that there are some buildings around. There's a temple that faces away from the statue. There are a number of priests out in pretty loose attire, and there doesn't seem to be much going on. A few people just praying at the altar. There's a general feeling of fear in the air, just a kind of discomfort that's beyond just discomfort.
Okay, how tall is the church or temple?
It's probably like 40 feet or so.
Alright, I'm gonna go inside
Alright.
the church.
So going inside, it's pretty dark in here, mostly lit by candles and not lit well. It's a very musty smell, and very faintly the smell of lavender. Walking through, you, it's weird. It's like you see some of the settlers here look dirty, look poor, look desperate. And you see many of the priests adorned beautifully. It's a bizarre contrast of dark and light and happy and very despondent. And you see a priest. He's a short, thin man, shorter than you. He looks young. He looks incredibly thin. His hair is jet black, and his face though is completely impassive. There's a few people around. He seems to be just kind of tending to some candles.
Okay. So I'm gonna first start out with the grubby looking people.
Grubbers.
Random one out and I'll ask them. So, wait, so are these people clearly people that are original?
They look like
citizens of
settlers,
the-
yeah.
Alright.
Like people who live there.
Alright. So, how long have you been living like this? It seems kind of odd that you're in this predicament.
You pick out a woman who's looking like sickly, but a little. She's got brown hair and looks just not well. And she says,
Well, we came out here a long time ago. My family's been here for a long time.
my husband works. He's a miner, like most others here, and yeah, this is just one of the nicer places to be during the day when he's out at work. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Are you? I'm assuming you're not from around here.
No, just here on the job. Just trying
Don't stay.
things out.
Don't stay.
Why would you say that?
Things are bad here. Things are really bad.
Because of the people going mad, or
They've always been bad, but recently they've been worse.
is it mad?
No, I'm saying things have been bad here. People going mad, but that's made it a whole lot worse. So things are good.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. I'll give
Of
you
course.
2 gold pieces. For
Whoa.
Damn.
It's like giving someone
That's
$400.
That's like a whole week's worth of like.
Thank you. What's your name?
I'm Bob.
Generous.
Okay.
Please make sure you use it to take care of yourself.
Sure. Thank you so much.
She'll take care of the whole town with that.
Yeah.
You just fed his whole family for a good like amount of food for 2
5
weeks.
years.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Just be safe. And if you need anything, my name is Alia. I'd be happy if you came over. I live in the western part of town. It's a little bit more exposed, but thank you so much.
All right. Well, I hope
Means
you
the world.
hope you stay safe. And if
Thank
you
you.
don't mind, I'll do a medicine check on you, just because you don't look
What's a
very well.
medicine check?
I'm gonna scan your body.
I have a
look at your
machine called
body.
a CT scan in a minute. No.
You roll a medicine.
What's a CT scan?
CT?
Man, that's a 16.
She doesn't seem like she's sick with anything. She just seems weak.
Underfed.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah,
Um,
please just make sure you eat well.
Thank you so much. Alright, well, you have a good day.
You too. I want to go to the priest now and be a little more interrogating on
Okay.
him, because he's kind of a dick for
Yeah.
wearing all that gold. And
Tread carefully. It's tense times.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see she kind of shuffles away. Shoulders a little bit taller than they were before. And you head over to the priest. And you see he looks very stern, very, very flat face,
Is this the
pretty
same
emotionless.
short one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You walk up and you see what just a totally flat face spread into a smile.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I am well. And yourself?
I'm alright. I am a little concerned about what's going on in the town. And I was wondering if
Yes.
you may have any insight. Seeing
It's
that
certainly
you
a
do.
difficult time. And that is why we are here, to comfort in any way that we can. In terms of recent events, what are you referring to exactly? That I might more accurately address your concern.
I guess people's behaviors when the rain comes and we're driving out into the deserts and just dying in general.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a specific time, maybe before the rain comes, that their behaviors change in some way, or is it only when it starts raining?
I myself have not interacted with those who have gone mad, for lack of a better term. I like to think that it was an effect of that man who's here, who I'm sure you're new to town.
Yes.
You just missed him. He was preaching for a while. We let it go on, and then he stepped out of bounds, and we had to address that. And I believe that it is his influence, his hand, that is disrupting the peace here, that we so desperately strive to uphold.
I'm gonna do a persuasion to see if that's actually his opinion.
Make an insight check.
Insight,
Mhm.
okay.
To roll d20 and add your insight.
Where's my insight from 11?
You get the feeling that he's not trying to dislead you, but
aside from that, nor mislead you, but aside from that, nothing else really that you can pick up.
Alright. Wait, going back, is that the same guy that they already hung and like burned or whatever?
No, that guy escaped.
You were told
he
that
escaped, okay.
the followers of this man have begun to be burned. He escaped, but they have not.
So do you have any idea where he may have gone after his escape, or?
I do wish that I would, and I'm interested in you taking such an interest in this. Do you perhaps have any interest in finding this person as well? Are you religiously inclined, my dear?
No, but I do not like seeing people like this in general.
Yes, neither do I. The fire, it cleanses, but it is painful, and I wish that we did not have to do it. If you do find, his followers are spread out like maggots in a corpse. If you find them, I would very much like you to report their names so that I might address them, because we really do need to burn this away.
Wow, that was dark. Okay.
But if you are going to become entangled in this, I advise you to beware the Mothrax, because his words, they will tempt you and they will please you with their lies.
I will definitely take note of that. And about the fire that you use, it seems to be a little different than normal fire.
Yes, out here, the wind, the conditions, they're not really amenable to the prospect of fire. So we resort to holy fire, one that will burn and really cast out the lies and the hurt, and that really burns very well.
So, as an aside, my group and I, we are doing a job for, what's his name?
Duncan.
Duncan, to
Yes.
see what's going on with the mines. And
Mm.
there was a note sent to bring fire and to bring it quickly. Would you think that the fire they're specifically talking about would be this holy fire that you have instead of regular fire?
I'm not familiar with Duncan's operations, so if you're doing business with him, I really couldn't really say with any kind of confidence how I could help. But in general, why not use holy fire? It burns so much better and so much brighter. I'd say that whatever you're involved in, it would probably be better. But who knows? I don't know what you're doing. Fire is fire.
So is there any specific
Are
incantation?
you asking me how to burn something?
Well, it's
Child?
holy fire. It's different than regular fire.
Would you like to join the church?
Maybe not at this moment, but I can think about it.
I'm not sure about this work you're involved in, and I wish you well. But how I would advise you, I do not know. That's not really something that I am concerned with at the moment. There are so many things weighing on my mind, like so many scorpions, and I must address them.
Alright, well, thank you for your time, and as respect I
Beware the Mothrax.
I will.
Have a kind day.
So I will give you a gold piece to pay alms, and thank you for your time. So
Thank you. Okay.
please use it well for the community and not to deck yourself out in gold.
Rude. What's your name?
Bob.
Okay. Wow. Have a kind day.
You too.
At this point,
He did not like you.
I kick open the store door as I walk out with tons of rope wrapped around me. I have the goggles on my eyes and then all the other sets of goggles stacked up on top all on my head.
Have a good day.
And I'm carrying all the other stuff that I got.
So we're making our way back towards the store, me and Gerbo.
You guys all meet up.
I'm with
Yeah, you're
You.
with.
It's all
Yeah,
of us.
Kovek, you're with.
I guess I'm helping you carry whatever you need.
Alright, guys, I got us all some goggles for these sandy,
Yes, I'll
salty
pass them out.
conditions.
There you go.
Yeah, that.
Goggles.
Yeah, goggles. You know,
I kind of just like touch my eyes, like.
Where? Put them on. He got them for you.
It's a group thing.
It is.
Put it on.
Yes,
It's
yes.
a group
Come on,
bonding
put it
It's
on.
our
exercise.
uniform.
Nice.
Kind of seems a
Gerbo.
little bit more
Huh?
Holy fire, can you?
oval shape.
Ooh.
It's like weird at the sides.
Why?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
aside from
the
the
nature of
priest,
the
and
lens that they
since
use.
he's using holy
extra
fire to
magnifying
burn all
pencil.
those people,
Oh.
I was wondering if maybe that
They
would
look
be more
like
useful.
kind of almost like
to
Arick.
have.
I tell you what, fire's never
Like,
really been.
a little
It's
bit
not
more
really my
wide.
element.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Is it?
I mean,
Sorry, I haven't
it
been.
still look good.
Oh,
Okay.
I'd still follow you.
wait,
I can give it a shot, I suppose. Can we start a fire real quick?
Well,
Well,
I'm always down to start a
I
fire,
can-
but we should not do it in the middle of town.
I can create a very large fire.
That won't be necessary.
Is there
They're
a
just
torch
testing out.
near, or
'Cause I
an
can-
open flame nearby?
And
Save
you
it
buy
for later.
torches.
Trust me.
Yeah, but those are
Okay.
unlit.
Sure.
There is one.
I
I go up to it. Boy,
This is like a burning body.
Oh shit. Well, I meant just like something that is. I need fire. I want to come to a fire.
Actually,
Sure,
can-
you're
are they still
fine
burning
with
the
that.
bodies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're used as like
Bodies are still
lamps,
burning, yeah.
right? Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Said
They're
they've been
like
burning for-
throughout the street. They're used as like lamps.
Well, hold this for
Well,
a
not,
second.
not throughout the streets,
I
just
give
on
you-
the
I
on
give
the
you-
outskirts
no,
of the
it-
settlement.
Okay.
I just
Yeah,
hand
but
you
they're still
one,
burning.
one stick. It's just one stick.
Yeah. I'm small.
I'm gonna cast control flames to try to grab a little part of the holy fire and bring it down
that's
onto the
smart.
torch.
That's cool.
That'll do.
Do you want me to make a check? For
I'd
anything?
say that
Damn, that is okay.
I'd say that you're able to pull a little bit of the flame as it comes, but you're not really able to. There's some element of it that
Like
keeps
holding
it
it
something
back.
that's outside of your
Okay.
control. Yeah.
All right.
Divine flame
Something
is
about the-
radiant.
Something about the divinity
Now
here.
hang on a second. I'm gonna hold the thing to the torch to the burning radiant fire body, and give it a shot in the dark and strain my face and try and see if I can capture it into the torch through whatever divine.
So you climb up the 10 feet pole and hold the thing to the dead body.
It's definitely warm.
Make a religion check, I guess.
What god do you follow, by the way?
I don't know what it is in particular. but
Tyrannus.
There's
His
Tyrannus.
name is-
Oh, that's right, because of that.
Maybe Tyrannus.
What is he the god
Pretty
of?
sure.
God of Storm.
God of Storm.
I've been
Okay.
given a direction recently. Religion
Cool.
13.
It just, you pull it out.
Come on down, buddy.
I slide down and you catch
I'm
my
ready
butt.
to- It hurts. It hurts. It's wood.
Oh!
Do we,
No.
do we think the local priest can create holy fire?
I can
guess if
just
he's burning
create
the
light
fire.
if we need it,
Yes,
and I
but-
cast dancing lights. The 5 globules just kind of.
But
So we won't be in the dark.
He definitely
Which
can, but I doubt that he's gonna let us just have a little bit of holy fire for us.
We'll use all of our silver
Oh, Bob,
tongues.
you make me laugh. I wasn't gonna ask nicely.
That's loud.
I was gonna threaten her.
Well, in that case, yeah, because he's a dick.
I'm an abomination. I think he'd probably scare me out of there if I walked in. So
He's scared.
I
Either.
I
You guys want to
probably-
pay the priest to visit?
Well, he'd probably
Let's
not
go.
look at me and then like be like, "What
He's
the
got
hell are
something we
you?"
need.
It's
We make our way to the church.
Sure. Walking towards the church, you guys once again see this massive bronze statue of Garanhir, the god of war.
Nice.
There's a few people around walking into the church. It's once again dimly lit. It's once again the smell of dirt and wet and must, and then the scent of lavender, chamomile,
Oh, that's nice.
an odd blend. You see.
What are you experiencing, Grupo?
Oh, no.
You see once again the priest
No.
kind of just in thought, face blank.
Are there other civilians in the church?
It's pretty crowded. There's a number of clergy around. There's a bunch of patrons. There's a few. You also do note that there are guards around, more than you're usually seeing. You get the sense they're here because it's a very sensitive time, religiously. But yeah.
Bob, just as I pull Bob aside, how much did you tell this priest about what we're up to?
Told him we could use the holy fire to help with the mine situation.
You mentioned the mines, okay.
Oops.
No, it's okay. It's alright.
Am I within earshot?
I don't know. You can come over to us when you want.
Oh.
Change these things.
Oh, perhaps
Captain, you want me to dumb things up a little bit?
Or dumb things up?
Me personally, you want me to be dumb or like?
Really, I want the civilians out, but
Well, you want to beat the shit out of them? Is this really
let me
necessary
see.
for us to be doing? Well, don't worry. If we need
How
to do
many
that,
civilians
ask
are
you.
there?
It's a pretty big room. There's probably between 15 and 20 in terms of clergy. Looking around, there's probably like 10 to 15.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Don't
that
have mass
church.
suggestion.
Yeah. You
I
see
don't have mass
probably-
suggestion.
You probably see about 8 or 9 guards, and you also do see a Dragonborn, bronze Dragonborn, white cloths, and a massive rifle on his back, and just seems to be standing in front of it. It's a pretty wide courtyard.
Was that the Joe? Or is it someone else?
Karen, you don't recognize the.
And were we told where Joe we would find him?
If you wanted to look for him, you could find him.
Based on from what we saw outside and as we come in, does it look like there are back rooms at all, or is it just kind of one big room?
Seems like one big room. There might be a few like side chambers or something, but you get the sense that they probably don't sleep here, and if they, or at least there's nowhere for them to specifically like bedroom. But yeah, it's one big room.
Okay.
And is there any actual like sconces going, like torch sconces?
No, nothing really aside from the candles. Like I said, it's pretty dimly lit in here. It's really not very light.
This is
Captain, you could just light a candle and kind of just, walk on out of here. This is
No,
great.
the problem is it doesn't leave their magical realm. It stays in place.
We
We're gonna
could
take it.
kidnap the priest.
It's true. We
The
could.
problem is there's a lot of people around.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
want
like
to.
a-
I don't want to create trouble with the locals
Is this
if we're
really
going to be
worth
dealing with
all this
people
trouble?
with business.
I can
with this
create
area.
fires, no
This-
problem.
This
I
time
can.
around, I think we should be.
Loot, I understand your
Well,
capabilities.
fire is fine, but I think we should be a bit more prepared for a bite.
I can create a lot of fire.
My
I
concern
think we need
is
something more holy.
my concern is that the messenger said what specifically? Bring the fire.
Come with fire.
Come with
Come
fire.
with fire. It watches.
I'm guessing the miners had fire on them because mines are dark, which means that fire wasn't sufficient.
And also, we could probably spin this as a sort of holy quest.
We could, but the problem is that she's already mentioned our destination, so we can't tell them our destination. Actually, in fact, it's probably be best if you, no offense, don't come with us just so that you're not associated with us.
I'm very good at persuasion. I can dress up as a member of the clergy and say that there are heretics in the mine.
Well, that's
You
the
could
problem.
say
She's already
you
mentioned
could
the
pass
mines
as a
thing.
priest.
It's
Well,
not
Not
maybe
really
good.
complicated
not me,
things
I'm-
mentioning the mine.
It's okay.
I think I have the
You
language
couldn't
skills to
know.
consider.
We didn't know.
As you guys are standing
Huddled
in
in the church.
huddled, like whispering, you get the sense that people are starting to notice that there's a group of pirates.
Oh, forgot
Walking.
we were in the church.
Oh, fuck.
A gnome, a Goliath, a robot, a half-elf, and an elf. You get the sense that people are beginning to notice.
Is
like,
there a place to go
where
light
these people-
candles?
I'm gonna go.
There's candles around if you would like to light them.
But like, are there like prayer candles anywhere or something?
Yeah, there's
like
like pillars with like different candles like surrounding it. Some are lit, some are not.
Why would you just ask them?
Per the captain's suggestion, I will leave the church now and just leave it to them.
Okay.
Don't go too far.
I'll just be for outside.
Alright,
You're great. You know, they're great.
I'll let you take a swing at it.
Okay.
Alright, I will just. Roll
Alright,
the
so
dice on this one.
Okay.
I
idea, but no.
I
Kovek,
first
Kovek, go light a candle.
you know
Pretend to pray.
disguise self
They see
in the
it
middle of
and go
everybody
light a
as a member of the clergy, and I'm going to start walking forward to
Weren't
the
they all watching us?
head priest, and I'm going to say out, I come in good faith. Please,
While he does that,
if you mind, I would love to talk to you about something going on.
Are you
Wow,
to assume the form?
You literally did it in
I-
front of everyone.
I am a friend of the church, and I seek and I see the great things that the church has done for this town, and I am looking for a way to work with you all on a way for you to maneuver and expand your holy quest, but also work together, as it seems that some of our paths align. I thought that this would be a good way for me to introduce myself, because normally I don't like taking the form of a robot. I find it's very impolite
Hang
talking
on
to
a minute!
another human as
My favorite robot friend was never a robot at all! Oh my goodness!
I pretend to stomp out in a fit. That did it. Persuasion advantage.
so.
I'm fucking out.
As you saw, Bob came in here earlier, discussing about how we were going to be.
What is your name?
My
child?
name is Lute.
Lute.
Pleasure to meet you. And yours?
Lucas Fung.
My name is Beoman Halifax.
Beoman Halifax.
I am the priest of this town,
They told us.
and I'm here on a very important mission with very important objectives. And I would know who has sent you to me, child.
And surely money would aid this cause, of course.
Money is not a problem.
You're saying that
The problem-
800 gold could not ease your mind and help expand your holy conquest if you were to assist us in ours? 800 gold?
Make a persuasion check.
800.
Can't you inspire yourself? Or, require making
I would have, but
You'd make a little toot,
I
so
didn't.
don't.
That is a 21.
Wow.
800 gold. A few of your men come with us to possibly.
Do you think, who do you think you are to walk into my church? To attempt to deceive me? I do not know who you are, or you do not even know if you are a person. You seem to be
I have some priest
robotic,
robes. Do you want to go
robotic.
put these on and try to save him?
I would gladly take your money if you
He looks like
offer
he's
it,
floundering on
but I
bed.
do not know who you are. And I need my men here because we need to burn.
And there is plenty of opportunity to burn within the mines.
What are you talking about?
We have come across knowledge that
Who is we?
our collective group have come across
Which is?
the salty side.
Salty fucking
A group of mercenaries that travel across the land trying to solve problems, and it seems that this town has a great one. And it seems that you're dealing with it, and it stretches way beyond
You
just
have
burning
a
heretics.
desire so strong to help the cause of God. Go into the hills and find me the Mothrax. And if you do find him, I want you to bring him to me. That is my concern. I don't much care what it is you're here for.
And if not to build goodwill between the both of us, since we are going to be in town.
That would help me very much.
Very well. If we find him and we bring him in, I would gladly love to talk to you more on this.
Show me your true form. As a show of faith.
I drop it, and I'm the wooden automaton. Is there trust now?
I would love to know what it is that compels your movement and your noise. Automaton.
Coherent thought. And I turn around, I start walking back. We'll discuss more later. Captain, it doesn't seem like he's going to be helping us anytime soon. But...
Luke, shut your mouth.
Yes.
As an aside, I love to just think that you walk up, and like right before you walk up, you disguise self in plain view, but to disguise self, you have to have a reference. So you take the shape of the guy you were talking to. So you walk up and you're either, or you're Luke just wearing the outfit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Either
Yeah.
way,
It's just a bulkier version of him. I tried.
How'd it go?
It really couldn't have gone worse.
Well, we tried. Onwards to the mines, I suppose.
As I
Wait a
understand
minute.
it, you gave away our actual identity. Offered them a ton of money, which we don't want to give them money.
It's my personal fund.
Alright. Still.
Alright.
You can't be throwing around our name like that, especially with these people. The underground is one thing, but religious
They're burning people.
You did not see that.
No, but now we might have at some point. Not now. Not now.
You guys are still in the
Never
church.
gonna
Yeah, alright.
As you guys are walking out, you hear,
Who are you?
Fuck off!
My identity is no concern of yours, and I walk right out the door.
Nice to see you again.
She's outside.
I don't see her.
I made sure to keep you outside.
I don't speak to that man.
Are you still praying?
Oh yeah.
No, I walked over to you at one point.
Okay.
So I'm just shuffling out with you guys.
We'll be in touch.
I'm gonna walk back in and just body out.
Oh, we're all here.
so you guys leave.
All right, that went pretty well, but I think that I want to be as prepared as possible, but I think we're starting to over-prepare at this point. And I just say, fuck it. Let's go.
Carbon, I'm not a very wise machine in the world, but you seem on track.
Yeah. I knew that, but
I'd have to agree. Sorry for wasting our
I
time.
figure maybe there's like a little favor we can pull in if we try to pull some Dragonborn strings, but I don't want to.
No, we're going. We're just
I think we.
This was a waste of time.
You know
You
what?
should just
I considered that. We probably
Sorry.
It would be very ironic
Before we're
and
done
very
here-
piratey.
Before we're done here, we almost definitely will. do
Yes, that would make my day.
You know
that. I
what?
was very close to accidentally dropping a candle while you were doing that, but
There would have been more than just an accidental candle going off.
no, stop it. Stop it.
Alright, so you guys are heading out.
A loose
All right.
cannon.
So, you guys, after having gathered whatever information you did, and
Nope.
equipped to go out, you guys head out towards the wall is the massive wall that I just talked about earlier. That it casts a shadow over the entire settlement, and it doesn't. It's odd because it, as I said, is taller than it is wide, and you can just walk around the wall, and that's what most do. So the reason for why it is there is odd. It seems misplaced almost, or purposeless. But It's manned by many guards. You see a number of Dragonborn here and there, clad similarly. And as you guys walk, you head out of the settlement and towards the salt, and you see that after the wall, there's kind of a dip. It goes down probably 4 or 5 feet, and as far as you look, as far as you can see, you see shimmering water. You see that, you infer that the rain has caused almost a lake to form that goes as far as you can see. It, otherwise, looking behind you, is barren and dead and cold and dry. But looking out, you see this water glittering, and you find the skiff that was offered to you, and it is kind of like one of those surfboards that have like a sail. It has 3 sails, a smaller one, and a larger one. It can fit all of you, and there's not much room. It's pretty much just you can sit on it or steer. So it takes 3 people manning the sails and 1 on the rudder. But you guys hop on, and being sailors, and you know what you're doing. The wind begins to pick up, and filling your sails, you guys head out onto the salt, over the water, moving very quickly, and towards this mine, armed with whatever it is you have with you, and hoping to figure out what it is that is haunting the settlement of Dunscathe. And we can stop there for tonight and continue another time.
I'm sorry that the church was a waste of time.
No,
Was it a waste of
everyone
time?
really wanted that. That was cool.
Church wasn't a waste of time.
Whew. I am tired.
Now we know who to wall of fire.
I know you got your new spell and you want to use it. But you can't just be burning things down because.
Yes.
We should burn the church down as we.
Do we? Well, I could wall of fire and then wall of fire every exit and entrance.
I
so.
also did.
Oh, real quick, actually, John. I would like to, before we end the session, could I send a message to the crew with sending?
Yeah.
I want to message Locke. I want to update them.
Okay. Wait, Locke back home?
Back
on the
home.
oh, he's back
He's
home.
on the ship.
Sorry.
Gimbal.
Dale's the
Gimbal.
big guy.
PD.
I'm gonna.
BD.
There's only 2.
How many times
Jordan.
can you cast sending?
Jordan, there's Jordan.
It's a second
on the
level
ship.
spell, I believe.
Okay, I'm gonna cast it 2 times. Once for the people on the ship, and then back at home.
Okay.
You can do it
So
all
for
that way.
Gimbalt, I wrote some. Hey Gimbalt, we're at Dunscathe. Got the cash. I can't count this.
Just 3.
Doing another job. Everything chill over there. I got this bag of pink dust, and I don't know what it does. And I don't know.
You hear back, nice. Yeah, everything's pretty much good over here. She's just sitting there, hasn't moved. It sounds cool about the dust and the money. Is the dust do anything like specific? Or
I can't answer back. Okay, that's good. He's up there. Okay, back at home. Get a message, Locke. Locke, what's up, buddy?
That's it.
No, hang on. I'm trying to think of it.
What's up, buddy?
That's enough.
We're at Dunscathe. We got the score. Doing another job for. Fuck, what's his name?
Duncan.
Duncan Hater.
Just hate.
Hope everything is well by you. Take care. That was all 25.
That was
You
to
hear, hi. Yeah, no, everything's pretty much just going pretty well. Things are going pretty well. I've been kind of hanging out around town.
And then it ends.
It is a stream of anxious thought.
Who did you message with that?
That's
Paul's
Gay man's mind will do to you.
Yeah.
Fuck me, wow.
Yeah, fuck you.
I
Paul wishes.
I do have backwoods if